Alright, you got to come back over. No, alright, you got to come back over.
This one next. Number one and next.
No, alright. One.
Yeah. Let me just start off with this one.
Live the life. Respect the music. And keep your radio locked in.
Greetings, blessings. What better way to start? None other than our beloved, enriched Bongo Herman, a brother who has been around very long and who have stood the test of time. So we started off with him this evening, and we say, Hail Bongo Herman, bless all the patriots, all the matriarchs, and just as you said, once you know Farai, then you will come right over as we give thanks. Another Wednesday afternoon, the 21st of July, 2021, the 129th year of the ascension upon this earth of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie. We give thanks that the universe saw it necessary to have put upon creation the Holy and Righteous One, Him who is the sum total of our ancestors, to bless, guide, and bolster us to fight for our freedom with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So we give thanks, and we will naturally, an important part of today's program will be to hail up His Majesty. As you know, on the 23rd of July, that's the ascension date of their Majesty. On Friday the 23rd at 9 o'clock Jamaica time and different times worldwide, there will be a global launching of a Rastafari heretical document. It's the first of its kind in the sense that within the past year, there has been numerous webinars and Zoom meetings. And out of those Zoom meetings and reasonings now, some of our brothers and sisters, Brother Jadogi, Raseko Tafari, Brother Daniel, Brother Taiko from South Africa, Mama Desta from Ethiopia, Sister Mitzi, and a few other brothers and sisters that participated in these different webinars that was kept throughout the COVID. So what the brothers and sisters have done now is that they have taken as much of the ideas that came out of those webinars, Brother Jalani, Sister Colleen, they must be thanked, and they have taken the different ideas out of these webinars and have put together a heretical Rastafari document. That document will be launched on Friday the 23rd at 9 o'clock Jamaica time. So I will be speaking with a few of I will be speaking with Brother Jadogi, and I will also be speaking with Sister Desta. Brother Dogi, who is now sojourning over in Florida, Sister Desta, who is sojourning. I don't actually know she, but I know generally she's presently trotting in Ethiopia. It was an honor for me to work with the team because there was a fixity of purpose in the team that came together in achieving something within a specific time. Not next year, not the year after, but now, because there's a demand now. So, and these webinars played an important part in keeping our sanity at a powerful level, you know, because seeing different ones, hearing different ones, many of whom we haven't seen for years, for decades. And we were now seeing them on webinars and hearing their reasoning and realize the extent to which they have grown. You know, was fantastic, amazing. So this document, more will be said about it. I'll be talking to my brother from Guyana this week, and he will give us an idea of what's taking place in the South American region. And as we go along, we ask you, our listeners, to join with us this evening. And there are quite a number of things that are going on that we hope our Black people will not only take note of, because if all they do is take notes of, that's not reaching nowhere. But when the time comes to do something, we want all those who are regular callers, regular speakers, regular ideators, all of that, which you can do quite comfortable from your armchair on the phone. But we hope when the time comes and we say action, a little more action, that many of those who find it comfortable from the armchairs of their veranda will get up and join in the liberation struggle. So we give thanks. Brother Miguel Lorne here. Bitter Sugar is the program. Best FM is the station. And of course, I'm joined by Brother Donovan O'Gill, who is here with us. Brother Donovan.
Greetings and blessed love, all of everyone. You know?
Yes. Nice. So, let's go.
He was a great, great warrior. I may say that he was a great, great warrior. Taki waka me sentan do warrior. When they think they taki dan, taki daya so, taki no dey. 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 Taki daya so, goodbye.
Plug in theme phone for me now.
Phone?
Yeah, theme, grab me in theme.
Mike?
Yeah.
Struggle?
Yes. I'm going to sing this episode. Pull out the card, no?
What's your set of running? Just one second.
Okay.
Me say how the friendship with the people panic and him say Taki him no God, Taki die so King Taki no dead. King 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 Taki die so who boy black cakes no Taki die so. Brother Miguel on no Taki die so. And me say hard them hear the armors get on board. Say the whole of them know Taki die so King Taki no dead. King 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 Taki die so who boy from me come from Miguel. Come here me no hearing no soon. Why? Ra da 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 dang, ra da 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 dang, yeah. They say me, wake 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 me, wake. Say me, wake me, wake me, wake me, wake me, wake me, wake me, wake. Because Taki was a great, great warrior. Yeah, man, I miss it. Taki was a great, great warrior.
The next one after this is number 6 here.
6?
Yeah, 6 points. Well said, Jack Trench. Jack Trench, dear, out of St. Mary, making it clear. So, brothers and sisters, the struggle continues. Each time we call their names, they live. And we will always continue to call King Taki's name, because over there in St. Mary, when Taki and his small band of brethren invaded Fort Haldane over there in St. Mary, well, I'm not going to say they did not realize, because that would be underestimating their brilliance and their minds. But when they invaded that fort, it wasn't just a few soldiers that they were moving against. They were moving against the might of the British Empire. St. Mary, out there at the time, was like an HQ, an headquarters for the British Navy. That's where they came to recuperate, refit the ships, reorganize their provisions, dress the wounds of sailors or soldiers that were wounded in battle, clean up their guns, clean up their ammunition. Those that were malnourished were able to get food and provisions, over there in St. Mary, there had a lot of cows, a lot of animals, and of course the sea was there with some a lot of fish. So it wasn't just like a fort. Like I said, it was almost like the HQ for the British Navy in this part of the world. So therefore, when Taki and his brethren and sisters took them on, it was a mighty, mighty battle. And the the fact that they, the British, you don't see anywhere where they have claimed, or let me put it this way, even in places where they have claimed that they killed Taki during this battle, somehow or other, the normal evidence and proof which they like to bring forward and show, they cannot defeat the sayings of the people which has survived unto this day, that Taki, with horse and everything, went over a place which is now known as Taki Falls and disappeared from there. But they had to whip up a story because the British don't like when the end of the story shows that they were defeated. Because not to have captured and killed Taki would mean that they were defeated, because quite a number of soldiers were executed by Taki and his band of warriors. So, that battle over there, which is many times referred to as the Easter Rebellion, because it started and took place mainly during April, the Easter month. And you differentiate the Taki revolt now from the Sam Sharp revolt, which took place at Christmas time. So you refer to the Sam Sharp revolt as a Christmas revolt in December, and you refer to the Taki revolt as the Easter revolt in April. So we must heal. We have to use this program to educate, to inform, and bring knowledge, the vital history of the African race. You know, on Sunday, I went by a little place where some youths were. And one of them, it was his birthday. Sunday is the 18th of July. And this youth, he was about 15 or 16. And I said to him, man, you're lucky, you're fortunate. You're born the same day as Nelson Mandela. And though he smiled, he didn't want to ask me who was Nelson Mandela. So he quietly went over to one of his friends and said, who was Nelson Mandela? Well, the friend now shouted out and said, you don't know who was Nelson Mandela? Brethren. And, you know, the usual, dog, you know, should I know better than that, and this and that. So he said, no, me don't know. Remember, me not do history at school, you know. So the other one said, but me not do history either. Now, the one whose birthday and who said me do history at school, he goes to Meadowbrook High School. The other one who was saying that he not do it either goes to St. Andrew Technical High School. And I say that when you have schools of this caliber, high schools that do not ensure that Black history, that every student that graduates from these schools must know African history, must know Black history. And when you have our young youths born on the same day as Nelson Mandela, and he doesn't know who is Nelson Mandela, you know, it only goes to show that the Minister of Education should be fired immediately, because no school in Jamaica should not exist if it does not teach the history of the apartheid struggle in South Africa and the struggle of black people in the southern part of Africa. Not just South Africa itself, but the entire southern Africa. That is Namibia, Botswana, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Angola, Tanzania, Zambia, all those countries in the southern part of Africa had to fight the white man, had to fight the English, the French, the Spanish, the Portuguese. They had to fight them for black people to rule their own country. And if you have youths 15, 16 graduating from high schools in Jamaica, don't have a clue about that history, you're Minister of Education, you ought to give up your job. And you and your staff and your chief, this and that, is taking money under false pretense if you don't start by letting our children know their history and know the great struggle that the black people had to carry out in Southern Africa for there to be black governments there today. What are you used to going to school if you are not going to know what gives our people dignity and power? You must teach those things.
That's identity of your roots.
Absolutely.
The tree doesn't exist without the roots. So,
you know,
they're getting rid of the roots by teaching the roots to bleach out themselves. So they not even recognize themselves for the same. How they look is different from how they sound. How they sound is different from how they look. Justice, you know?
Yes.
Justice appears as justice, but it is just ice. And under different circumstances, well, you can escape from justice, or justice can escape under the moon and the sun. But if it is just ice under the sun, and melt it, I go melt, you know. So justice no really exists, as I see, for those that are called African, which are camouflaged as black. Being the first black this, the first black this, you know, that sounds like madness to me. The first black man to drive a bus in America. The first black nurse in England. What is that? So with black people that do all the while, you know them just to be the first. You understand me?
Absolutely.
And we embrace
absolutely.
these things as some little puppetry and some little comic thing and, you know, cartoon business.
We embrace them as normal.
Yes.
That's a painful part of it, you know, we embrace these things as normal. So, brothers and sisters, bitter sugar, as we move along. Now, we want you to remember, because it was on the 29th and 30th of July, 1971. That's when Jabuk, our brilliant brother dear Jabuk, living out there in Harbour View, you will see the case referred to as Hines. That's his name given to him by his mother and father, Hines. And in 1971, in other words, 50 years ago, now we are in July 1971, 50 years ago, Jabuk stood up before the court down at King Street, right here in Jamaica, at the Supreme Court, and refused to give evidence if he could not swear by Jah Rastafari. And the judge insisted that he was not going to swear by Jah Rastafari, and Jabuk gave the judge a lesson in black history, in Rastafari history, in African history that morning down there at the Supreme Court. He gave the judge a history and refused to swear by any other name except Jah Rastafari. He was locked up, brothers and sisters. Yes, he was locked up.
What was the charge?
Malicious destruction of property, that he and the next brother is alleged to have thrown stones into a GOS bus. But the charge is minuscule compared to the events that followed when Jabuk made up his mind that he stood Rastafari. I think Jabuk is about, Jabuk was in teen that time,
Yes.
or 18, 17, 18, at that time.
Yeah.
So, you know, that, you know, he understood the issues at that age.
Yes.
He understood the principles of being black.
Mm-hmm.
And he understood the principles of glorifying a God that looks like him.
What year was, what time year was that?
1971.
Okay,
That's
that's a highly black conscious era as well.
No, it was just starting.
70s,
It's 71.
70s,
Yes, the 70s, but 71 now was just warming up.
Yeah.
You understand? It really took a better turn, I should say, by 72, when Manley became prime minister. It's not so much the things that him wanted, but the things that propelled him.
Mm-hmm.
And he has admitted it in his book,
Yeah.
that Rastafari really taught him.
Mm-hmm.
So even when he went to Africa and he met Nyeri in Tanzania, he went to Tanzania and so on, he met Kaunda, and he was seen as a third world champion and so on. He made it quite clear that it is really Rastafari that influenced him.
Yes.
And while saying that now, I want to heal up Sister Vereen Shepherd.
Yeah.
She was on a Zoom meeting
My historian teacher.
with
Lecturer.
there is a particular discussion program on Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera, that company that is based in Doha. And every now and then they have different topics. And they had a topic of reparations.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very proud to see that Sister Vereen Shepherd was one of the panelists.
Okay.
And she represented us very well.
Excellent.
Very well. She also emphasized the role that Rastafari has been playing when it comes on to reparations.
That Professor Chevron says the memory of,
you know.
Jamaican people.
So, yes, Sister Vereen Shepherd on that program spoke well and represented us very, very well.
On that matter of reparations.
Yes, on the matter of reparations. And we know, well, I've been hearing talk of some petition is to be made to the Queen of England for 10 billion in reparations. I see the British ambassador to Jamaica has come out and said, that won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's not on the cards at all for Britain to pay Jamaica any reparations. No, this man is a black man, you know, come from India. Him should be siding with we, but because he is a puppet of the white man, he never wait him turn, him jump up and say, Britain now pay with no money. Well, that does it. But like I said, I hear the talk.
Mm-hmm.
I have not come across any document that has been presented to the Queen of England or the British cabinet or anything like that. I haven't seen or heard. I don't know if you have. And if anybody listening have seen a document or heard of a particular document, because a petition is a document, and that has been presented, I hear talk that it is about to be presented. And I don't like repeat about to. I don't like that. I like to say it has been. I also hear talk of a possible lawsuit to go, but I've been hearing that talk for years now, and I don't know how much nearer it is. So we have to be careful enough of these talks, and so on. But one thing I can say with certainty is that we had filed a lawsuit against the Queen in 2002 when she last came to Jamaica, and she ain't going to come back after that lawsuit.
2002.
Yes. So the response was, and this is need to know that, yes, I'm a brother. Yes, this need to know to our listeners that here it is now. I want our listeners to overstand. Come on, brother. I want our listeners to understand this very clearly. When we filed that lawsuit against the Queen, it was the same Jamaican government that represented the Queen and defended the Queen against us. I want you to understand that in 2002. So you got to be wary now of a government want to now petition the Queen. Because at the time in 2002, you never sided with the people of Jamaica against the Queen. You sided with the Queen of England. You are treacherous. You don't switch. In less than 20 years, you switch from fighting against your own black people for the Queen of England, and now you want to tell us. That's why I said, don't listen to going to, Don't listen to what is about to. Reason about what is. Yeah. And it was the Jamaican government that used taxpayers' money to pay the lawyers. Yes. Michael Hilton was the Solicitor General at the time. He was one of the lawyers that came on behalf of the government of Jamaica against us for the Queen of England. Brothers and sisters, so you need to get your facts right. They represented the Queen. And before a black judge in Jamaica, a black Jamaican judge, he ruled against us. He said we have not proven that we were the ones that was treated badly during his of the enslavement.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I want to understand these things well, when you see these things banding around, understand it well. Are these people loyal and genuine? If you become loyal and genuine now, when did you become loyal and genuine? Seeing that you all gang up on us in 2002 when we sued the Queen of England. You know what the lawyer came to court and said? Mm-hmm. He said, this is Michael Hilton represent. Yes. Mm-hmm. He said to the judge, Judge, we need to hurry up with this case, Yeah. Because this case is having adverse effect on the relationship between Jamaica and England. You understand? In other words, the British, them vex. Mm-hmm. Vex. Yes. If them could have drop one of them nuclear power where them would. Yes. No, the judge know, for sure you hold that unfortunately we do have some judges that do have no sense. Mm-hmm. The judge know, when Hilton tell him that, him know, start to rule. Him no hear no evidence yet, and him start rule against us and start to say things.
I'm supposed to rule against the evidence.
Him no hear no evidence, but him, well, may I tell you, brethren.
And it's just like say, I think justice was just nice, because everything was made just and it was nice, but them gang up together and
justice was never nice in us in Jamaica.
I think it was
nice. No, it was never. No, it was never.
Wasn't justice. It was just nice.
It was never. It was never ever. Because from day one, the laws in Jamaica, brothers and sisters, the laws in Jamaica precluded black people from giving evidence in court. So no matter how the white man brutalize the next black man, beat him to death, kill him, and so no black person could give evidence in court against that white man.
See, that's how it becomes.
This is hundreds of years come right down, brothers and sisters.
That is
right here,
justice.
right there in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So even when it changed from the books, the policy was the same. So, but we come to the area now where we are saying that your reparations council, your meaning the government, you never supported us when we were going against the Queen of England. You never supported us. Never. No minister of government supported us. No reparations council supported us.
Just be alone a child.
It's just Rastafari.
With the butter pan.
Yes. And we must make that clear, and that is why I don't trust them now.
No time.
I don't trust them now.
No time.
And I will go further and say most of them are traitors. Because you don't move from Saul to Paul overnight. You're a killer of persons. Those blood don't wash off when some light shine from nowhere. And you become that stupid story where a murderer could just look up and say, why persecuted thou me? And you change from Saul to Paul. Them things in Augusta. Those is part and parcel of the gimmicks and the games that they play on black people. So brothers and sisters, I just have to make it clear to you all, and these are the facts I'm giving you all, and these are the struggle that we're up against, that if we're going to be serious, I'm not into no begging business. No. I'm not leaving it up to the generosity of them. Because we see what happened. And many of you black people are more treacherous against us, the black militants, and us, the black activists, and us, the black people fighting for dignity. You all are more against us than even some of the white people. You need to wake up. That is why it's so important to teach these things in schools, brothers and sisters, that our children from very early will realize that they need to have the fire that go out and claim their rights, not beg their rights, not bow to their rights, like we know our Prime Minister joining some council where the Queen put him on in England, and he's so glad that he doesn't have the guts to say, you know, I'm not going to look good in Jamaica if I would put myself on this thing. But because them licky, because them is traitors, because them is house slaves, because them is beggy, they will do anything to sell us out.
And become susceptible to those things all the time.
And so when you people, when you black people, many of you talk about slavery is long time and the enslavement is long time, and we need to forget about it and move on, like when the boy Cameron come tell we, and no found to jump on it, and I don't stop and think. And listen to these facts, brothers and sisters. The Lorne, the British government took out a loan in 1838 to pay the planters 20 million pounds at the time to compensate the planters for the loss of their cargo, which was I&I, the enslavers. The government took out loan of 20 million pounds to pay, not to pay those who were suffering all them years, to pay those who were being enriched all those years. Now, why am I making this point? Because when many of you come talk about a long time business, that's 1838, eh? Yes.
Where's the justness?
Brothers and sisters, that loan was just recently paid off, was just recently satisfied in 2015. So when you come tell me about a long time, behave yourself if you don't know the facts. The loan taken out in 1838 was just completed payments and interest in 2015, brothers and sisters. So it means that not for the black people, I'm going to go to England and I work at England, help pay off that loan. So nobody get fooled about a long time and a long this and a long that. I want to rise up, I want to wake up. I want to stand up as a people. Fight for our rights. And if we can't win it on the battlefield, then we have to win it in the courthouses. Because intellectually, we are brighter than the white man. We are brighter than the white man, intellectually. And my little daughter, Makeda, she's a big woman now, but way back in the 1980s, my little daughter in a world chess tournament at 7 years old, she beat the American white girl in chess in 7 moves, brothers and sisters. In 7 moves, my little 7-year-old beat the American 10-year-old. Yes, my little black, picky-head, natty-head, come from up in the bush, beat the American best. So I've always used that, and many more examples I can give you where brain for brain, at that young age, we are brighter than them. And telling the body that, and let them say me a chauvinist, and me a racist, and me a this and that, tell them yes. I said yes, I'm all of those things because I have facts to back it up.
Plus some.
You understand what I mean? Because my little daughter, when she called me the night from Puerto Rico and said, Daddy, I beat her, She don't have no sense, no, Daddy. 7 moves to take her beat her. Whoa, brethren. You understand? So we don't play higher. When we say, and you know how them prize chess.
Yeah.
Them prize chess next to nuclear scientists,
Yes.
I saw them put chess next to them. So you see them brother, they will build them ship here, where I go for all them billionaires and at on the level, they don't put chess, So when you beat them at them game, them
Look redundant.
well, not just how them look, is how them fix and go retaliate. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Them no mind when you win the 100 meters, Them no mind when black people win the 100 meters. Them no mind. But brain for brain, intellectual, you see publishing of books and them things, them mind.
That them love.
Yes. So when them say Rasta bring out this whole heap of books now and intellectual papers, and I can't take so long because I promised Dougie them that we can call them at 6:30. So
and
I got to 7 o'clock.
Say, Malcolm X did say, all 4 parents had worked hundreds of years and they were paid not. They died and gone. We, the children, are here. You slave masters may not be here, but your sons and daughters are here. Well, I and I, the children of the slaves, are here.
Oh, we don't use the word slaves, brethren.
What? Yes, excuse me, brethren.
Yes, don't use that word at all.
I and I, the Africans, who were taken, dragged, not by free will, but by force
and
into the West.
Even if you want to use Jerry term, the prisoners.
Yes.
But we don't know slaves, brethren.
Yes.
We don't know slaves.
Well, I and I is here to collect, and you, the billionaires, are what you want to name IMF or EU or 7K or what them want to name. They are here to do what? Pay.
Yeah, but they won't pay if nobody know. Yes, but they won't pay if nobody no stick them up,
No fuss, no fight.
No, there is fuss and fight, brethren. No, me not that. Me no have them command, brethren. Me wish if me have them command because
cohesively.
No, well, me don't know, but if me not have them command when me can say lightning, take off a head.
Yes.
If me would do that, me not have them command.
Balance between the different life forms. We control.
But what I do know, is that that's why we start with Taki,
Yeah.
Because the spirit of Taki says, fight we must.
It's like the wind.
Nice.
And the air that you breathe.
No, Ija Noah has now joined us. So welcome, brother Ija Noah.
Yes, Jano.
Yes, Jano, nice to have the eye
Yes.
once more with us.
It's an honor,
Yeah.
it's a joy, it's a privilege.
Now, Jano,
Yes, sir.
I listen to the item song even after the year and thing, you know. Yeah, for me. Yes. And here I know. You see, when I listen to the I reasoning, both when the option we call you or you call us, or when you come on the ear now, when I listen to the I reasoning, and so carefully, you know, play it back and listen. The level of the I reasoning is at a majestical glory. It's brilliant. It's great. But there seems to be a gap between your reasoning and the songs. I don't get. In other words, I love to say in the future that your songs them have wholly more revolutionary content in them. I don't know if I ask too much, but to the level of the I reasoning, I say, you know, that is to the level. And to the level of the songs them now, the songs them need to step up now. And my little observation that.
Well, you
can go have other people tell you different.
Beloved, you have a good observation.
Yes.
My wife would say a lot of the reggae artists, they make safe reggae.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to fall into that category of singing safe reggae. You know, I want to speak it as it is. That's why I love Peter Tosh so much. They say, I am because we are, so we are because I am. Without calling any names, beloved, I can tell you this much. It's a challenge when you talk about those that look like us, the gatekeepers, and those, you know, who want to pressure you. It's a compromise. Is the glass half full or the glass half empty? Because I have people that I work with, and they told us many times that I'm too revolutionary.
Okay.
And they get nervous when I write certain lyrics. I was told many times that I need to be more diplomatic. You know, that's why Peter Tosh gets so much fight, because Peter Tosh call a spade a spade. Is what I'm saying. So it's an evolution. It's a growth.
Oh yes, definitely.
You know, when you have people around us, in you know, you go into war and you have some soldiers, you have to watch them, because when the battle get out, they panic and they blow your cover. You know, so
this is where the leader comes in. This is where the leader comes in.
Yes.
He not only anticipates that, but he prepares for it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
Yes. So, you know,
I love it.
You're going to battle, you have to prepare for those exigencies.
And the inevitable and the unexpected.
Yes. So we really give thanks.
Change on the fly. Yeah, it's a very keen observation here. And it bothers I man's spirit. And he's a deep thinker and operating from the third dimension. So you're right on point. And it bothers my spirit a lot of time when I have to bring the lyrical content down.
No, nobody bring it down again.
Because people around I are scared of. Well, I was told many times.
No, make them free. Make them free to go and talk.
They're gonna do
you.
I'm not gonna use the word kill. I'm gonna use the word that they use. They're gonna neutralize you. I don't know why you can't speak like that.
No, you can't think, man. You think, man. That's why you have the Most High to protect you and I.
Yeah.
And that's why you have both physical and spiritual protection and so on.
Yeah.
The enemy love when you cover down, you know.
Yes.
Him moving for the kill.
Absolutely.
But when him knows, when him backs you, you going to give him back 2 backs.
Yes. 2 backs for 1.
We
operate now the
tell your brethren.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Yes. Then him going to think twice.
Divine principle.
You understand?
And that's the only thing they know.
Yes.
Spiritually, mentally, psychologically, or physically.
Them not bright like we.
You have to put
them not good like we. Them never born with the blessings that we, but we be born with. Yeah, man. Make we a little sister Cherry Natural now. Mommy, where is daddy? What my brethren? Yes.
Daddy, mommy, where is daddy? Uneased, flashbacks, nightmares. I'm struggling to erase this racist image from my head of a black man handcuffed, pinned to the ground, face down, with a white cup knee on the back of his neck. Eyes bulging, nose bleeding, crying, release me please, I can't breathe. Release me please, I can't breathe. Sir, I need water, water. He even called the monster sir. As his soul slowly slips away, he cries in agony for his dead mother, while another mother contemplates what to tell her young child when she asks, Mommy, where is Daddy? Why is Daddy not home as yet? How will she explain he won't be coming home tonight or any other nights? Her daddy lost his life on his way to get food because he wasn't white. How could she say to the father of her child, her lover, stay, don't go out today. Death may be lurking around the corner, dressed in a white cloak with a badge of white privilege pinned to its chest, waiting on someone of color to pierce their flesh with its acidic hate. How could she say to him, be cool, things will work out soon, when he is sick and tired of being cool? For all his life, his soul has been on ice. A man with a heart beating in his chest and blood running through his veins can't stay one place. He has to move to look his bread, move to keep a roof over his head. What right does anyone have to rob him of his breath? This senseless killing is making no sense. No sense. Things need to change. Change needs more than charismatic leaders, well-dressed in tailored suits, giving eloquent speeches, ego craving the applause and the praises. Change is more than incarcerated words, locked away in books with fancy titles and thick pages, marching with placards written in bold letters saying we want justice, we need justice, we'll only continue to give us just this and not justice. We are powerless without economics. We are powerless without economics. There are great white people. I have white friends. Racism is not an individual thing. Racism is an institution. Money is the God they worship. We need to disrupt their service by changing whose cause we serve with the money we work hard to earn to the powers that be. Black lives does not matter. All they care about is black votes, black labor, and black dollars. Refocus your rage. Pure emotions can't bring change. The only solution is an economic revolution. The only solution is an economic revolution. Educate, organize, educate. Take the power back. Build black businesses. Spend in your community. Buy black, buy black, buy black.
Yep, there you have it, brothers and sisters. You can't have it said better than what Cherry Natural just bring out there for us. Thank you, Sister Cherry Natural. And some other, I just know it seems to have even more power when it comes from the sisters.
I'm telling you, man. Them are some of the most, if you study our history, them are some of the most fiercest warriors.
Yes.
Them
take some chances, a man.
Yeah.
Afraid to take.
Yes. When you challenge the institution of the family, the black woman are ruthless, man.
Strong.
Yes.
They do things that you don't know that a human being could do.
Yes.
They pick up a car off their baby. You don't know where they get that strength from.
Yes.
Trust me.
Right. So for those listening and joining in now, we have the voice here of Brother Elijah Noah. Ijanoa is an activist, a singer, a brother champion in the cause, born right here in Jamaica, but he's presently sojourning up in Atlanta and other states in the United States. He makes some brilliant music. He contributes to our struggle. You saw Windy outside here?
Yeah.
Yes, brother Windy
Yes.
is now your adopted son, eh?
Yes.
Yes, and so on.
My brother.
And your nephew Prince,
My cousin.
or
Your family. Blood.
yes, yes,
My fleshy.
in fact, in Africa, everybody's his brother,
brother,
your brother.
yes,
So
yes.
no time for
Yes. Prolific drummer.
brother-in-law. and
Very
all
good
that.
spirit.
Right now, Prince. During the week when I spoke with Prince between last week's program and now, when I spoke, Prince, the son of Manning,
Yes.
who
The
sings
Abyssinians.
with the Abyssinians.
Satamasagana.
Right. So you know that Prince, born in a music, Sata Masagana will always be one of the all-time great songs.
Classic.
Right. So Prince now has made a brilliant suggestion. Prince has suggested when he listened to the program and he hears Brother Windy blowing his harmonica.
Yes, indeed.
And Prince now, as a brilliant musician, he wishes to create a rhythm. And with that rhythm now, he has suggested that he, backed by you, of course, would record Windy, put it on that rhythm, especially when Windy blow the Ethiopian anthem.
Yes.
He seems to put a lot of his heart into it.
Yes.
So Prince has suggested now that we all would work together and then record Windy with a rhythm that Prince is going to build and have that to put out to the world.
Yes.
And hopefully now that would be a source of income.
Yeah, food for the soul.
For Brother Windy,
Yes.
Who deserves so much.
Yes, indeed.
Because he has done so much for all of us.
For all of us.
So I want to thank Prince for that suggestion. We're going to work on it and see, like we said, you are the musician. You can make the rhythm. Windy exists. Windy can blow the harmonica. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure if we put it all together and go to the studio, we must can find a studio that will give us the time so that we could record Brother Windy blowing the Ethiopian anthem.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
So this is, you see, if this is all the program does,
yes,
I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
If it liberates one Black person, if it liberates 10, if we help to ignite in other persons
goodwill and
suggestions, yes, and
goodwill,
wanting to work and wanting to build,
yes,
then we are on the right path.
Absolutely.
We're on the right path. And I want to mention also that the schools are going on. Like I tell you all, we have the summer school going on down there at 75 East Street. Going well. I want to congratulate the teachers because after such a long and arduous school year, because some of you might think it's easy to teach online. It's much, much harder to teach, especially primary school children online. Much harder, brothers and sisters. But I thought that's it hard because it's little children you're with. But when I spoke to some of my university professor friends, they tell me it's very hard for them to teach online. I have to say to myself, no, man, you're a joke, man. You just sit on your chair. He said, no, Brother Miguel, it's much harder to teach, even at the university level, online. So for our teachers to have had such a challenging year, and then to give up their time now during days to be organizing summer schools and teaching little ones wow, but these are the things not seen, and these are the things not credited. But we want to thank these teachers. And it's happening all over, because I hear my brother presenter, Oret Montague, last Friday, mentioning some summer schools in some of the areas he traversed. So all over, this is downtown, we are having a summer school. It will go up until the end of July. The teachers will definitely need a little break for August and to go back out, hopefully refreshed and recharged for September. So right across, and the little that I have seen is that the school is helping tremendously. Some of the children had completely forgot even how to set out the maths. You know, to set out. If you don't set it out right, you can't get the right result.
I want to pick up some of those some of the villages around.
Yes.
I know in every little village you have little groups like this replicating and giving the support and the help that these children while out of school needed. So we want to say more strength to them and give thanks. Keep on following the protocols and be aware of these other.
Because what I see every now and then I see in the papers where even some like a 12-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old organizing like classes.
Yes, man.
Sometimes in some little barns, in some little shacks, in some under tree, where others. What is beautiful about it is that many times the children and the teacher is the same age.
Yes.
That's what I've noticed when I see some of these things on the television, that, you see 12-year-old organizing school for 11 and 12-year-old children. Oh, that's so beautiful.
It's like when you go play school.
And I see lots of, that's why I said, make every tenement yard a school. Make every tenement yard a little school. And by that we know we will be able to grow and develop and have
whatever it is that we can do to assist that objective. It's well needed.
Yes.
It's important.
Ija Noah. Yes. While Lloyd search for one of Ija Noah's songs, I just want to emphasize this. I've read it before, but I want everybody to hear it again, and who never hear it before, hear it now. And this is from Sheikh Anta Diop. Sheikh, Cheikh, Sheikh Anta, Diop, Sheikh Anta Diop, the great Senegalese writer. And it's from the book, The African Origin of Civilization. You must say African origin of civilization.
Yes, indeed.
So when you come tell me about Greek civilization and Roman civilization, back with that. And this is why when I hear people come and tell me about Captain Bligh bring breadfruit from Desokomia and John Brown bring Aki from Yasokomia, and me never hear yet. Me don't know if anyhow you hear. Me never hear yet. Nothing in Jamaica when me eat and see now. Me hear them say the African bring it. Or the Tainos bring it come here. But you hear it loud and clear. Is the white man bring this and the white man bring that, and it looks so embarrassing.
It's so like when
one of the things one of the book them will bring when they bring come give me, One of the book them will when they bring come, and I want to tell you people is some very good books when they bring come give me. But one of the book them when they bring come give me, it's entitled Coconuts.
Coconuts.
Yes. And it was nice now.
Yeah.
It was a white man write this book. The whole history of the coconut.
Yes.
And for the first time now, I read what a white man write and say, nobody can claim say, and them bring coconut from Desokomia so and Desokomia. Anyway, land, it grows.
Yes.
Using the sun.
Yeah.
So anybody want to come claim say them, just ignore them.
Yes.
And I come say run them.
Yes.
So when I read that now, I say, yeah, that's, you hear people bring things from places come to Jamaica. And when you check out the history, that place they do have none of them fruit they know. How come? How come him did go find them fruit at them time?
Captain Bligh bring food from in
Them claim same bring thing, man. Man not bring up your brethren. That them man never used to eat them food.
No, they don't.
So if you don't eat them food, you're gonna know the value right for bring it come. No, most the African bring it come.
Man, they eat flesh and
blood.
Carnivores and drink blood.
Yes. And those they used to carry pigs, live pigs. They used to carry, on those ships.
Yeah.
That was the main source of meat, live pigs.
The swine.
The swine. And so when they carried some of the Africans, you must remember, some of the Africans were Muslims.
Yes.
So when they carried Muslims now, and them most of the Muslims, them don't eat the swine.
Some of that stuff is deliberate, though.
Hold on. They had a particular instrument. Like, when I take out cork out of bottle,
yes.
and you have to wind it and screw it and screw it, and it expands until you pull it and you pop.
Yeah.
Well, they had an instrument like that they would push in the African mouth and wind it and force his mouth to open. Just like that cork thing. And when the mouth open now, they would throw the piglets down in their throat. That's what they did to us. I tell the bird, and that's a figment of my imagination. There was actually, these were records found in the books of ships that carried Africans. Kind of a slave ship.
Yeah.
You understand? So all them terms that were not for use both slave ship, the ship carry
pirate ships.
It carry sugar, it carry coal, it carry everything.
Yeah.
Because pirates carry anything, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of things.
Ready?
Just one thing before I just want to
just one thing. Go ahead, my brother.
Yes. There's a lot knowledge is infinite and we're constantly learning. I did not even know that the police force that we know now, and it's a global thing, that it originated from the slave catchers. Police originally started from slave catchers and then they become bounty hunters and then become the police. So you have to know the history, and I didn't know these things. But and the average people out there that is listening to this program probably didn't even know that the police originated from being the slave catchers for this plantation owners. They catch enslaved people that run away. So just a little bit of history I want to inject in there. And even now, if you shot or stab a man, you get less. And to protect the properties, of course, mind you, that is one of the two main functions. And if you do, my brother, you can tell you get a longer sentence, a more harsher sentence for property damage, because that's one of the protocols and the duty of the police to protect the property of the enslaver. So I just want to interject that.
Yeah, man. Well done. Well said. Yes. Yes. Yes, because in North America, there were special bands of people that would go out and track down our brothers and sisters.
That's how the police started. That's
in Jamaica,
evolved over time, but that's how it started.
In Jamaica now, the system had the Maroons to do that job.
Yes.
Because the Maroons knew the hills and the bush and the tracks as much as us, the Africans. So they employed the Maroons, gave them guns and ammunition to go out and capture their brothers and sisters.
Return them to the plantation.
And sometimes kill them.
Yeah. Cut their foot, cut their legs off.
Yes.
So they can't run away.
So we're not saying that because we want to keep stirring up ill will between us and the Maroons, but we are saying that the Maroons, and I know many of them, are trying to change that image.
Yeah.
Yes.
They get used like most people.
Yes, sir.
What I want to say. Right now. Original, I say. destroy your mind and spirit, your heart and soul, your divine control. Before the let your body and destroy your world. They are waging all kind of warfare to distract and confuse your mind. Break them shackles, break them chains, let them control your brain. Break them shackles, break them chains, wake up, wake up, free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, free your mind. If they control your mind, they can control your thoughts. If they control your thoughts, they can control your actions. Continue to take your days that will lead you to self-destruction. Put yourself in self-destructive action. You get exactly what they want. As you fall in your trap, say, the manipulation, the manipulation, the demon and the beast. Pray, prophets and feast. So wake up on to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up on to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind. Every day I saw them shits, prepare with your mind, for manipulation, the lies and the propaganda, sensitizing your mind.
Listen out for that again. I forget. Go ahead. You catch it. All right. Listen again. It will go for a second time again.
Confusing and mixing up your mind. Do you know that I get like I say? It's mind control. And even on the conscience, the honesty is so. So wake up on people to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up on people to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind.
Yes, I. Nice. Next. No, I don't know what. You'll be launching your album on what date, where, and how can the people here listening now just hear you? And your band sound, real tight and good and
Yes.
do a Mr. Beat and so on. Talk to us about that album.
Yes, that album is a people album. It's for the people. The title of the album is Wake Up, and the subtitle is The Final Call to African People. And the launch, that it was released in October of 2020, but the official launch is going to be on the Saturday, the 14th of August. That will be 7 o'clock at Jamaica time. Of course, we are 1 hour ahead, and it will be streamed live on Chop, TRAPPPASTOR, choppastor.com, and I don't know what.
In other words, that's how people can tune into it if they want to follow
it's gonna be on Facebook, it's gonna be on YouTube, it's gonna be on all the.
So they might just type in what?
Yeah, Chop Pastor. That is the platform. Chop Pastor.
TRAPP.
Yeah, TRAPPASTOR is 2P. trappastor.com. That's the platform, and it's going to be on Facebook, YouTube, and all the platforms. And it's also, they can also check for more information to my website. That's Ijanoah, IJAHKNOWAHANBRAP.com. That's Ijanoahanbrap.com. And it's for the people to heal, to uplift, to educate, and to enlighten our people through the word sound. Yes.
Nice. Give thanks. Give thanks. So here you have it. On the 14th of August, he's going to be launching his album.
It's going to be, it's for our people. It's a gift to our people. And this live presentation will take place at the beloved Community Church of Atlanta. It's a Pan-African church. I'm pastored by Dr. F.K. Slaughter, who is a talk show personality. He's also a professor of theology at ITC Morehouse College. So yes, straight up African brethren, and he make the facility available to us.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're going to get the message out to the people. We're looking forward to that. And we're going to have poetry as well. A brother and a sister are going to come and do poetry. And we're going to have a live jam session, where we have invited, people who have worked with I over the years, and you was telling I on the last interview that, I thought it was an original idea. Only come to find out that Bob Marley used to do the same thing. You say every Thursday we'd invite musicians and they jam one song for an hour. And I like, okay, that's a great idea, but that's me. And then you kind of let me hear out of my wings for a minute. But I am my ancestors. I am my ancestors.
It's a great minds think alike.
It's a minds think alike. And there's a level of selfishness and ego. It's like a toxic energy that permeates us, that we don't like to, I am because they don't know what it is. I am because we are, so we are because I am. My philosophy is that your success is my success. It's an African thing, and I cherish that. This
it's not a competition.
No, it's not. Never. The work is work for all of us. This sister right here, her dad and myself, Sister Cherry Natural, and her dad and myself was in the 70s, late 70s, was like brother from another mother. He used to drive, back in the JOS bus.
Okay.
He used to drive number 30 from Paris to go, and I used to live over there at Long Lane, and, we become buddies. We used to do beach parties. We used to do a lot of stuff. So I've been on this journey for a long time. And I remember I told her the last time, I said, oh, you're my little sister. I'm here, which I did on Thursday.
Yes.
She lived forever through us. Definitely, I am my ancestors. But I've met with her today, and she presented I Man with this album, and it's a great album. And I didn't. I'm here to do an interview about Ijanoah. It's a collective work and responsibility. It's not about Ijanoah. I can't. No man is an island. I can't do this by myself. And I was very moved that you even, play a cut from the CD. This is a very great CD. I'm gonna listen to it. I know the sister, she come real hard. She bring the message uncompromised. It's a fearless sister right here. And I just want to say big up to your sister, Cherry. I know you're listening right now. Keep on keeping on. I got you.
Give thanks.
Give thanks.
I was born and raised in a shanty town. My papa could be there to take me around. The system tried to keep me down, but I know I was not born to be no clown. I said I know I was not born to be no clown. So I walk the streets with no shoes on my feet. I don't know how I stand the burning heat. I spent sleepless nights in the cold without a sheet. But now it's time for me to speak. Said I know I was born and raised in a shanty town. Papa could be there to take me around. This system tried to keep me down, but I know I was What a lonely child they would say, it's just a pity in that. Shame and carelessness would never bring one to liberty. But now it's time for victory. Said I know, I was born and raised in the shanty town. Papa would be there to take me around. Receiver system that both my parents on the run. Clothes and shelter they need to provide for their daughter and son. One moment chemicals mom used to hustle, that's what I'm done. My dad would write and sing a song, positive inspiration, eliminate oppression. I know.
Hold on.
Yes. Ready?
No. That's what you want me there. I'm ready now, but just I think from the spot in there.
So in the fire line now?
Yeah, it's over. Ready?
Yeah, man. Yes. Yes. Greetings and blessings. Greetings, Brother Jadogi. All right. You're going to master this technology. We'll be speaking to Brother Doggy and the Sister Desta. We hope to connect with them to discuss the Rastafari Universal Declaration. We want to know. This is a document that is to be launched on the 23rd of July, Friday morning. And already it has been translated into several languages. Greetings and blessings, Brother Doggy. Give thanks, my brother. Nice to have the eye. All right. How will we do it now? Is it possible to have Sister Desta on the line whilst... Yes. All right. I'll be very grateful. Now, this document, I just know, is a combination of different minds within the Rastafari tribe from all over the world. We had a series of webinars, and out of the reasonings now, this document known as the Rastafari Universal Declaration has come forth. It starts with a preamble.
Okay, yes.
You know, legal documents tend to start with what is called a preamble. Well, the preamble for this document is the speech that His Majesty made on the 25th of May, 1963 in Addis Ababa, when he opened. Yes, I. Yes, Brother Doggy. All right.
Right here.
Blessings. Nice. So we have Jack Doggy and we have Mama Desta. Welcome to Best FM. Welcome to J. Welcome to the world. Nice. All right. Very good. Yes, we know the launching coming up on Friday the 23rd, which is a holy of holy days. But we want to give our listeners a little prips into this document. It is entitled Rastafari Universal Declaration. So, you can go ahead and just tell us what you want to let us know. How did this document come about? What is the greatness of this document? And why you think it would help in terms of not just for Rastafari, but for non-Rastafari in terms of overstanding this trod. Yes. Feel free to go ahead now.
I will let the queen go before the king. Give thanks, peace, love, and give thanks as Miguel.
Yes.
And all the listeners tuned in. Yeah, it's really an honor and a pleasure and an exhausting piece of work that we've been able to accomplish by the work of several over the last 16 months. That is the qualification. But to answer the question, let us think about the UN Declaration of Human Rights.
Yes.
A document and instrument that can be utilized on many levels, whether at government level, local level. This mirrors that from the Rastafari perspective. Further, it is a fulfillment of our ancient Rasmolagies who spoke about declaration, Planner who spoke about new faculty of interpretation, Prince Emmanuel who also spoke of the importance of self-determination. So all these elements from our founding fathers coming right up to us,
Yes.
this generation who have sat, learned, been instructed, reprimanded, warned, cautioned to do good and fulfill, have now come to develop this document which basically declares who we are, what we want, what our aspirations are, where this trend is coming from, and most importantly, where we are going. You know, so with that brief synopsis, I'm trying to forward to these topics. Yeah, and it was it came out of a clarion call by an empress. You know, the mothers them have that passion. You know, that you know.
Stability. That stability.
You know, Empress Marina made a clarion call. You know, to look at our tradition, see we were still in line with our original mission. And if not, how do we realign ourselves? So it started at this course. And it drew several of the ardent activists within the movement to the table to discuss the matter. And in so doing, committee was formed, you know, to review it. So the committee decided to send out a questionnaire to the international family and have this family fill it out. And that's the African Rastafari family. And have the family fill it out and return it. We did that. We did personal one-on-one reasoning with our brethren and sisters, you know, near and far. And then we kept a series of webinars. And liberty, see, from ideology to culture to health, you know, we went through the whole 9 yards. And we compiled all of that information. Then we sat together and we concised it. There was a drafting committee put together ones with the skill sets to draft this type of document, you know, to the scope and content magnitude that it would need it to be. And here we are today. The document is finished and we decided to launch it on our Father's Day, you know, very fitting, you know, to honor our Father by doing a universal and universal work, you know, that will represent the African Rastafari family in many areas, you know, can be used in many areas of our life right now. You know, that even the prosecution and the persecution hasn't stopped on Rastafari. Children are still being because their culture, their locks and so forth. One that's still being discriminated against in the workplace. Brethren in incarceration have no rights because they cannot prove, you know, the fullness of their liberty. They have, you know, like most people, they have a constitution, some manifesto, something that declares who they are. See, Rastafari, our thing has just with all war. See, so coming into this 21st century, a change is needed. You know, as much as we have to become broader in our outlook. Members of that new race of thinkers. See? So, as such, we answer the clarion call, and today we have a finished document individuals are represented within this document. The committee consisted of various brethren of various mansions and sisters of various mansions, whether being the Bobo, 12 tribes. We had all kinds of all walks of life, stations of life, participate both in the webinars, the questionnaires, and on the committee. Mama B, anything to add?
Yes, and one of the things, because the anniversary, and then we're not able to present it in that manner, so we have had this declaration translated from English to Amharic, Swahili, Zulu, French, and Spanish. And so by doing so, races on the continent and worldwide in the African diaspora will be able to read and understand and utilize this document in their respective countries. I just wanted to
and I figure say as time goes, yes, and hold on, and I know as time goes on, it will be translated in even more languages. In other words, wherever our people are, it will be so translated.
Absolutely, right, Miguel.
Because we're looking to translate it into Portuguese as well, because we have a large African family in Brazil and regions like that. So yes, brother,
yes.
Absolutely. I will welcome, this is a volunteer work, so we welcome those who wish to come to volunteer with translations and other aspects. And I think, as the interview progresses, we can talk about next steps. But just a brief synopsis in the preamble, which says African Rastafari worldwide proclaim the declaration of collective standard of I&I work and aspirations by and for Rastafari best interest and protection, declaring what is good for Rastafari is good for Africa, and what is good for Africa is good for the world. And further on that, this is to advance through positive actions, policies, laws, national and international, in order to secure Rastafari unity. And as Priest Dougie has said, this was a work of labor. It was necessary, it is timely, as I sometimes are looking at Rastafari as a footnote and a historic marker rather than a futuristic potential, if you will.
Yes.
So for us, the ability, as Priest Dougie has said, to start from the clarion call from Empress Marina from February the 5th, 2020, over to 150 people just sent that email. And by the way, all this documentation will be available at the launch on Friday. Someone can pull down the document, take a look at the process, which is quite transparent. Invitations were sent out all over. We have video of the drafting committee, our deliberation. So we want to ensure that one knows it was not a secretive thing, but one that was, indeed transparent and could not have been done with a small or large contribution from all the brethren and sisters that certainly participated. So we're just happy to be the curators, if you will, of this document that will be a game changer in terms of how we interact on local, national levels, and even within our own community and amongst our own selves, because this is for us and by us, a reassurance of who we are in a time when identity, which was happening in Ethiopia, all over identity crisis is plaguing the Black world. And so this does help us to recenter that comfort, that spiritual comfort, where Rastafari is concerned.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes, I have to start with feeling I stolen legacy. And
Mm-hmm.
we got step in that right direction,
Mm-hmm.
where the African Rastafari is self-determined, and, we are governing our own destiny. We are taking control of our future and not allowing anymore others to tell our story and others to interpret our way of life, and to force our input their way among I, because what we have identified from this research here is that a lot of deviation within our chart, and like I say, the image speaks for itself,
Mm-hmm. From the little that I've read here, what I see is that it is like putting on paper and coining the ancient trod in a modern uniform or in a modern set of garments. You know, it's a reflection of that thinking of our ancient brothers and sisters, many of whom never even went to school, many of whom could hardly read and write. But yet it became necessary that this generation now had to be the ones that take those narratives and encapsulate them and bring out a document of this magnitude that can serve boldly to make people understand this is Rastafari.
I love how you put that, brother Miguel. I love how you put that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because it's essentially a centralized, His Majesty said organized and centralized.
Absolutely.
Well, this is an instrument of centralization. And again, His Majesty, upon the completion of the establishment of the OAU, he asked his brothers, now that we have finished the job, what shall we do with the tool? So if we look at this as part of one of the tools or instruments to further advance the movement and how to utilize this, then we are going to start to see changes. Because Ras Miguel, as one who has been on this for decades, fighting the same fight and things not budging, and academicians and judges calling from all over the world to interrogate and figure out, well, what is it?
Yes.
Who are we? What is really the policy on this and that? With this centralized document, we have that. And
we can forward this document to them. Yes.
Right.
Yes. And so one cohesive document, whether a query comes from Botswana or from France or from Geneva, wherever it may be, it's one consistent document. And guess what? It is bold. Some may even say, what are we even facing? Who are they to come and do it? Well, it is our duty.
Yes.
The committee, we have 4 or 5 of us, over 250 years of experience working, trotting in Rastafari. If we didn't take this on as a duty, I would say shame on us. Because who is it can see their brother and sister that is in a predicament, in a situation, and not do something to help? Well, this is what it is. We are servants. That is the faithfulness of it. We are faithful servants who said we're going to serve our beloved people because we can't sit back anymore and watch others write our stories, declare who we are, and then we just keep our mouth. We don't have anything to say about it.
Absolutely.
So this is a bold move, but this is what Rastafari is. We've never been that shy flower.
And may I just point out, I have a document here, not digressing from that, but just to add to it in another way, that the International Peacemakers Association, these are the brothers and sisters who are upholding the great works of Claudius Henry and family of the peacemakers. They are now they are using His Majesty's speeches, and they are now putting it together in a biblical form. When I say biblical form, they have named it His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie Utterance Bible, Conquering Land of the Tribe of Judah, International Peacemakers Association. And what I mean is, yes, and what they have done is like, just to give you an idea here now, so each speech now is like, just like we have the Bible with chapter and verses and so on, that's how they have done it now. And they will be launching this document on the 1st of August. That's when they'll be launching it. They're at the Peacemakers Association. They'll be launching this document. And for example, the speech on higher education, and they have put it now in a chapterized form and verse form, and it's beautiful, Brother Dougie. It's absolutely beautiful when you read it. And yes. Yes.
The generation of new thinkers, that is what is happening in all of the spaces right now. We have to evolve or we become obsolete.
Yes.
And this is the evolution taking place. We're at the crossroads, We have to make a decision whether we are going to plunge into the 21st century and be pertinent, or we're going to fade away into history.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And what I feel is happening is that we have decided that we are facing it head on. And you understand? And these works like these from the peacemakers and the committee and others right now, because everyone is doing everything in their own space.
Yes.
Fashioning the narrative and the action that is needed, because it's word and works.
Yes.
The narrative and the action that is needed to bring us into this 21st century and let us remain relevant with this Pan-African struggle, because that is what it is all about. That man, the African person struggle has not ended. As a matter of fact, we are in the heat of the battle. Mm-hmm. So we are creating new weapons to help us to fight on the front line. So that is what these documents are. So I think that's for all works in all places.
Absolutely. And let me express some of the practical solutions that this document will bring about, because many may say, well, this is another piece of paper. It is more than that, as I said, an instrument. In Ethiopia, we are assisted in the writing of the policy that allowed the government of Ethiopia to recognize over 200 Rastafari original history, many of which have been undocumented for decades. This is a parliamentary activity. But the question came up, well, who is Rastafari? Because we had a couple of Europeans who came and presented and actually got their documentation, and the government asked, but what's the definition? How do you define Rastafari? What is it? And so now this document can be presented to the government of Ethiopia. It will be presented, I should say, as well as to the OA, to the African Union, UN, and all other governments to know that this is who we are. How do we see identity, our food, farming, education, all these things are mentioned right there in this document clearly, what our position and our stance are. And I am telling you, we have had many that have read the document and have gone through and really do feel that, yes, everything that is in there does represent I and I. It's, I think with the articles, it says, just to give you a synopsis, are approximately 5 pages, a preamble of about 10 pages, with a glossary 1 page and 1 page of His Majesty's speech that really puts everything in its context. So it's not a heavy read, less than 20 minutes. So it is something that is accessible for everyone, and it's one of the things that we keep saying every time we bring it, and then everyone have to carry this now, no matter. So we were guided by our family, our community, whether you have a doctor or whether you don't. But it's me, the ability is that this is for us and by us representing us as much like the Declaration of Human Rights.
So inquiring minds who want to know more and want to see and get the fullness, check out the launch on Friday, the 23rd of July.
Tell the people how they can join in. Tell them how they can join in, Brother Dougie.
Mama D, I hear that would have worked.
Absolutely. Well, they're able to go on Zoom or it will be live on Facebook. So we have African Rastafari, New Faculty of Overstanding is the Facebook page. Again, African Rastafari, New Faculty of Overstanding, that's the Facebook page. And when you go there, you see the Zoom invitation.
To the link. Yeah. No, one thing I would like to share, one quick thing, is that this document also is inclusive of our African brothers on the continent. Those virgin that, were born and grew up on the continent. A lot of our African family took part in the narrative, creating the narrative So when we say it is an universal declaration, we truly mean that in every sense of the word.
Mhm.
So yeah, man.
Very much so. Very much
I
so.
think it's important to note that, the island of Jamaica, where we call the incubator of Rastafari, so much information and history was actually gathered from this little island that has been able to be dispersed throughout the world, and particularly the 55 nation states of Africa.
Mhm.
And so we've been able to put all of this within its context, connecting us back to Africa even before, the seed, if you will, arrived in Jamaica and then began its journey back out again. So when you read it, it really is this lovely narrative that identifies founding fathers and principles. So it is a really historical narrative as well that I think we can all appreciate of and feel proud of.
Mhm. The taking the excerpts, some of the excerpts from that great speech by His Majesty, and well, it's gone beyond speech now. It is so authentic and powerful. Now, I just want to widen up the ears of our listeners a little here. There's a part of that speech, and I don't think it is in the preamble as set out here, but nevertheless, you couldn't put everything because but everything is so much. But and to let our listeners know and others worldwide that nevertheless the issue of the document will represent a certain era, but it will be a growing document. In other words, we can in a few years' time sit down again. Yes, yes, a living document where others can now say, yes, we have seen this, and may I make a suggestion of that? May I look at that, and so on and so forth. So we would welcome. In other words, if this document stimulates thinking, it's a success, and that's what we want. Now there is a
thinking to action.
Yes.
To action.
Oh
I
yes.
don't want to just stop with the thinking.
Yes.
Into action, and it would be,
Yes.
a true success of that.
No.
And so on that same note, we actually have delegates and organizations who will be providing goodwill messages. Dr. Julius Darby has already provided me, and for instance, St. Franklin from Caribbean Rastafari Organization, and so on and so forth. But these delegates and organizations are very important because they're the ones that will be using this instrument to implement various things. So we have organizations within Rastafari that deal with social issues. They'll be able to use it to strengthen their hand in their work. Those that are in agriculture will be able, because again, as I said, we mentioned seed bank, we mentioned methodology for growing that are near and dear to the heart of Rastafari. We talk about food, so whatever aspect of life that you're in, you will find something in here that you'll be able to utilize to defend, promote, and even protect your position exactly on behalf of your constituents and Rastafari. And as you said before, even a broader sense, it will be able to impact the Black people. Sure, because again, the way that it has been presented is indeed on behalf of Black people worldwide. Rastafari Black people.
Yes, absolutely. Now, there's a passage in the speech where His Majesty says, Ethiopia, several years ago, instituted a program of scholarships for students coming from other African lands, which has proved highly rewarding and fruitful. We urge others to adopt projects of this sort. Serious consideration should be given to the establishment of an African university sponsored by all African states, where future leaders of Africa will be trained in an atmosphere. Yes, will be trained in an atmosphere of continental brotherhood. In this African institution, the supranational aspects of African life would be emphasized and studied, and would be directed towards the ultimate goal of complete African unity. Ethiopia stands prepared here and now to decide on the site of the university and to fix the financial contributions to be made to it. Now, this was 1963. We're now in 2021. Very, very, yes. Yes.
The Pan-African Way is being curated and set to be open August 15th. I've been working on this project with the Institute of Ethiopian Studies, which is in the Addis Ababa University. And that historic picture of all the founding fathers standing together was taken on the steps
Yes.
of this palace, the old palace, which is given, of course, for the then Haile Selassie University, now Addis Ababa University. And so when we are through with this project here, and I return home to Addis, we're going to have sort of a double celebration, because at the same facility, which is again the top higher learning institution in the country, which people still come from all over the world to study at, we will now have the first Pan-African permanent wing, in the university. And so this is very important. I will be launching, if I can give it a quick to my brother.
Gladly, no problem.
Who also is a big part of where we are now, launching, speaking of the elders, the ancients, their contributions, as well as the restoration.
Yeah, Rastafari in the 21st century, what life has taught I attribute to the elders. That's what the book Mama D is talking about.
Yes.
Mama D is talking about.
Yes, so, just watching your point of His Majesty's prophetic words that the university has made the commitment, and we are so delighted to be opening the Pan-African Wing, which consists of about 5 major rooms, over 2,000 square feet, so it's not a huge space, but nonetheless, it allows us to scratch the surface of Pan-Africanism. And I have curated one of the rooms that is just the Rastafari narrative,
Mm-hmm.
So we're very excited. We're very excited. In the 21st century, it is Rastafari time. It is Africa's time.
Beautiful.
And we continue to do our work, not to just criticize, and as that always said, not just write and speak, but act.
Yes.
We're going to see major milestones being made in the 21st century.
And as Mama D read, like I have said in this document, what is good for Rastafari is good for Africa, and what is good for Africa is good for the world. So that's where we're at right now. We are reclaiming our stolen legacy, and we are stepping forward into the 21st century.
You want to just, each of you just give a little passage from the document, just a little passage to whet the appetite of our listeners?
So, in preamble,
yes.
Before we start, whereas Rastafari is a contemporary manifestation of ancient civilization emerging from the Rift Valley region, carrying high forms of traditional and sacred knowledge through the Nile, which upheld the majestic glory of the Creator within I, a subsequent spring for Rastafari cosmology, which recognized the heights of humanity before Western presence, and whereas we Africans have endured brutal and inhumane trials and treatment at the hands of European powers and their cohorts for centuries, beginning with the worst crime against humanity, the transatlantic slave trade, depleting the continent's population while wreaking havoc on our heritage, culture, and spirituality. Here, this is a response and in resistance to the Ma'afa and subsequent racial and colonial systems. So that's kind of, that's where we start. We start
yes.
from the beginning, because we had a beginning before slavery.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So our committee members, guided by yours truly and others, really directed us to that point. And again, as Janobi said, this is about reclaiming stolen legacy. And the declaration, by the way, has 6 articles.
Mhm.
One on ideology,
Mhm.
the second on social health and education,
Mhm.
the third on Rastafari advocacy and government engagement, the fourth on Rastafari economics, fifth is Rastafari culture and heritage, and the sixth is Rastafari Nayafindi and Foundation, because the Nayafindi is the spiritual nexus, if you will, the nucleus of all mansions within Rastafari. Our use of drums and chanting and just the whole ceremonial spiritual aspect. So we're honored and excited, for Friday morning.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Just to make our listeners.
It's a labor of love, as Roman teacher, a labor of love. And it might seem simple when you see the document, but this is hours and hours and hours of reading. Sometimes 3 hours a day, we have to devote to it,
Yes.
And we have, as you know, trying to survive in this world today, we have to be multitasking. So, within our busy schedule, we have to, put
Yes.
aside time to do our Father's work, and whatever resources it took to fulfill this document. So, we're presenting it to our family, humbly, on Friday, and hope that it fits the family's aspirations.
And expectations.
And the standard by which, I Selassie set for I and I, which is a high standard.
Very
We have
high.
to rise, We
Yes.
can't come down to meet anyone. We have to rise ourselves to the highest standard, because our Father was the highest of high,
Yes.
That's why he has gotten so many honors around the world for the standard of liberty that he portrayed to the world. So we give thanks for this, to be a servant of the people and to fulfill the task together, because it's not many times we have started projects and been able to finish them. Many projects within this movement have been started and have went aside, went amok for various reasons. A lot of time it has nothing to do with the lack of, say, effort, circumstances and hurdles that were put in our way. But we overcome the hurdles in this instance, and we made our own circumstances. And for that, we do give thanks to our Father. Because this is all done through the strength, the guidance, the inspiration of Haile Selassie I and our mother, Empress Menen.
Yeah, man, very well said.
On that same minute, if I may,
Yes.
everyone that touched this document at any level, whether it was for 1 day, 1 moment, 1 week, because the prophet, which has taken us from February 6th, when Empress Marina first sent out the carrion call to reach safety.
That's 2020 now.
Correct. To this point, many have come and many have gone, but everyone made some type of a contribution, which if they look through this document properly, they say, oh yes, I remember when I said that, or oh yes, I remember when I wrote this, or oh yes, I do recall that it was our agent stood for me. There's something here for us all, and they're producing a really wonderful short video that has our agents that are talking about declaration and us writing our own words, as well as a little surprise with the future of Rastafari. So we're really hoping that once we're coming again, it'll be on Zoom, but you can go to the African Rastafari New Faculty of Overstanding Facebook page, and you'll be able to get more information there, how to come in. We're getting overwhelming responses, and the capacity of the room is 100. But people will be able to watch it live on Facebook, and it will be available on the African Liberation Network YouTube channel right afterwards that one can watch that their leisure. But we're starting early morning, 9 o'clock Jamaican time on Friday morning.
Yes.
And the various time zones are noted on the poster.
Yeah, very, very, very well. And I just want to point out that one of the contributing factor that caused this document to be completed and successful was when you have someone of the caliber of Mama Desta, who is so multi-talented, you know, that many times when we ordinary mortals are grappling for sentences and words, she was able to coin it or fix it up or use one word and it says what all 5 or 10 of us were trying to say. So we're very happy with you. Many times you use your African knowledge, the fact that you have experienced the West and you're now living in Africa. That was a tremendous help to the project. The fact that you are a lawyer also was a tremendous help to the project. The fact that you have traveled so widely, you know, all over Africa and have virtually is now seen as a centerpiece within the Rastafari trad. That helped us tremendous also. So the time was right. The father has put his team together, and we really had no choice but to bring out something that is pleasing to him.
You know, I am a product of my teacher, my elders, my environment, and someone that, you know, these ancients, they didn't make it easy for us. They pushed us. They demanded a lot from us. And they raised the standard higher and higher each time you do a project or a trod. So I really do give thanks for all of my family, you know, keep and kin that have helped the country to who I am. And as I'm about to celebrate my 60th birthday in a couple of weeks, I'm really happy to hear you think and say those words, you know, about the trod and where I am. And glad to know that we have done it with pre-studies and we've worked with them so many years. Our children grow together. So this is about family.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll continue to grow the family. Just letting our listeners know we have the honor of having Mama Desta, who is now living in Ethiopia, born here in Jamaica, and we have Priest Jadogi, who is presently sojourning over in the United States, and that they, along with others, have formed the core of putting out a document known as the Rastafari Anniversary Declaration. It's a document that will be launched on Friday, the 23rd of July, 9 o'clock on the Zoom. You can find it there and tune in and join in as Rastafari now asserts its rights and its dignity as a power of the African trad. Give thanks, my brother. Give thanks, my sister. And we'll keep the flames of freedom burning. Every time. Blessings. Blessings and honor. Give thanks. Give thanks.
I will never let this children go astray. What goes in from the wise and the Leonard Howell, the original gun. Leonard Howell, the first Rasta man. Leonard Howell, the first Rasta man. Black historians teach the people about this man. Oh, Leonard Howell, from over in the century.
Boy artist. Who's singing this? Who's the artist of this? What's singing on it? Yeah, you don't know.
Oh, Leonard Howell, the original gun. Leonard Howell, the first Rasta man. There wouldn't be a Rasta with the Bob Marley without a Leonard Howell. world wouldn't have a Rasta culture without a Leonard Howell. So respect this man, hear this man. He was an upful Rasta man. Whoa, whoa. He said, look to the east for the crowning of the black king. Emperor Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari of Ethiopia. Oh, Leonard Howell, the original Don. Leonard Howell, the first Rasta man. He led Marcus Garvey's followers when he was in Harlem. When Marcus Garvey was locked up in prison in the US of A. They say he was a madman and they charge him for treason. Whoa. But how could he be a madman and have so many followers? Oh, Leonard Howell, the original band. Leonard Howell, the first Rasta man. Leonard Howell, the original band. Leonard Howell, the first Rasta man.
Life, respect the music, and keep your radio locked in.
S100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. His foundations is upon the eye. Building it good before Jacob eyes. Try to keep you the black of my love. Be another fool. Don't you're strong. I so fight stop man. Of power to the motherland. When I see vision, them are coming. Oh, no, God, no power. When I say the vision, them are coming. Burning, burning, when I say the vision, them are coming. Oh, no, God, no power. When I say the vision, them are coming. Burning, burning, fight the camera to promote the invasion. Right up in the head, more than Michael Legion. Bring the psychiatric for the leader, the teacher. I am the area, the light. Queen is a black man's sky. Black man, queen is a black man's sky. Black man, queen is a black man's sky. Whoa, the only light say the vision never coming. Oh, no, God, no power. The only light say the vision never coming. Burning, burning, the only light say the vision never coming. Oh, no, God, no power.
Cherry Natural album, you can load it into your system. Cherry Natural album,
Yeah.
you can load it into your system.
Which one?
The one the poetry album.
Try to fucking back. I didn't make it back already. You get it? No, I can't do it now. I'm going forward.
I know, but no,
You have some of them out. Just with the last one.
no, not the last one. The First one.
I have no more around here, so I just give me that and I play. I had a couple years, so these two, I'm up in the front time.
Best FM, Best FM, Best FM.
The Africans.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Wagwan.
Guten Tag.
We are
The Kingstones.
I think I love you best of them because you're better than the rest of them. It's so amazing how I love you best of them because you're better than in this dirty dark world. You can't trust no one hearing what you want. In this wicked and broken world, everyone want to take the purpose of the man. In this dirty dark world, it's like shopping in water with a poor deep television. Ready for the blood of the sufferers in this dirty dark world. You can't trust no one living on the wrong. In this wicked and brutal world. You can't trust no one living on the wrong. In this dirty dark world. You can't trust no one living on the wrong. In this wicked and brutal world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. In this wicked and brutal shit, the politicians and the leaders, they must stop. The soldiers and the police, they must bankrupt. The lawyers and the doctors, they must bankrupt. And those who talk and abuse them, anywhere you go, they must stop. The woman and the man, they must bankrupt. So you can't trust no one, everybody runs away. Dark world. Can't trust no one, everybody runs. Wicked and brutal world. Can't trust no one, everybody runs. Dark world. Can't trust no one, everybody runs. Wicked and brutal world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. Bombarding you with them content. Turn on the television. You will see everybody just as a scam. If you love them, then you will take scam. So you can't trust no one, everybody wrong. No way. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. I say, dark world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. Wicked and brutal world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. Dark world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. Wicked and brutal world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. Dark world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. Wicked and brutal world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong. Dark world. Can't trust no one, everybody wrong.
Yes, nice. As the program rolls on, so we have now invited Windy to come inside. Windy.
Yes, my respect.
Nice. And I hope Brother Fabian is listening. Fabian, he wants to come and find you. 21A Chisholm Avenue. That's where you can find him, Brother Fabian. And for the many others. And you know, Windy, they are planning now. They are planning, so we're going to build a rhythm and have you blow your harmonica.
No problem.
You're going to blow the Ethiopian anthem.
Yes, man.
And we set it. And I am certain with Jerry, promoting it every day and all of them way there.
Right.
We do a little bit on a Wednesday. And I know some of the other presenters. And as time goes on, and with Ija Noah back active now in Atlanta.
You see.
Because Atlanta is a strong black city, you know.
Yes, sir.
A lot of black people there. But yeah, in Atlanta, you have more blacks than white or more white?
The city itself, it's what they call it now, gentrification is taking place. Like most of the metropolis, you know, they coming in and they buying up the lands and buying up the homes and raising up.
We just want to get the people to get a.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
But would you say more blacks than white or more white than blacks in Atlanta?
More blacks than white.
More blacks than white, right?
But it's changing.
You mean it has changed?
The dynamics is changing. It's not just Atlanta, but most of the metropolis.
The whites are come back to take over by them city.
Right.
All right. Well, until then, Windy, I just know we'll make sure say you're wanna play your song of play and so on worldwide and so on. So they make plans for you.
Nice.
And things like that. Yes. So Windy, your time now, black up a sound. And we give thanks. Mm-hmm.
Good night to everyone. Guzia.
Yes, greetings.
The African language, Guzia means good night. All the taximan them in Jamaica, Windy, my greatest respect and love and honor to you all. Teachers and children and parents, please to remember, we must all live good and care for one another. I heard them bawling on the radio this morning that 100 and had children
21A
has got defeat. Who don't get defeat, they die.
No, you
by evil intention. People who does not have no love and no respect for children. Get children but does not know the value of a child.
Jadan just called.
Right.
Our lovely, hard-working freedom fighter, Jadan. He just called.
Right.
He has a presentation to make to you.
Nice, give thanks.
But he wasn't able to make it to the program tonight.
Right.
He'll be trying to make it tomorrow into the city.
Right.
But you're unable to go around by House of Dread.
No, if you're going to be there, can go if you're going to be there.
I'm not sure. I'm going to be there tomorrow.
I mean, I just go to your workplace and leave from there.
Well, what Jadan is listening to us now, he just called me.
Right.
Well, what could happen is that if you're going to come down by my place at 75 East Street, then Jadan could meet you down there.
Nice.
On his way to House of Dread.
Nice.
And you and him could interact.
Nice.
Take a few photos.
Nice.
And send the world.
Nice.
And so on. Because it is because of that, brothers and sisters, that persons are getting in touch with other persons and say, look, we want to make a contribution in some form or other to say thank you to Brother Windy. So we give thanks.
Yes,
we give thanks.
Yes, my brothers and sisters. In Ethiopia today, when I hear what is happening, you know, I don't make it too bother me because I know we have a kings of kings and the lords of all lords, the conquering line from the foundation of Ethiopia, earth rightful ruler. I am Alpha and Queen Amikom. We have the father and we have Queen Amikom and I in Jamaica, which is King Emperor Selassie's sons and daughters. I remember when the king came here, he said that we are blood brothers and sisters. Don't make nothing in this world bother on you. Don't make nothing at all be having a, you know what I mean, upset your mind. Because we don't know the Ethiopia, all with them talk about Ethiopia. We have a savior that can strike them down any moment, any minute. And before him don't strike them down, Lego plague. Remember in the days of Egypt? And you remember with Pharaoh and Moses, nothing new under the sun. Right? Moon get dark and sun ball drying. Don't play with that, man. When I was a little boy, I remember when they are beating me, murdering me.
They who win?
The teachers in those time and the workers at the Maxit Park Children's Home.
The workers,
Yes. And when they be beating me one night and then take one thing and lick me over me head and me bad. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ! And you know what they do with me? They me more. So when I grew up little bigger, I said, but wait. When I call Panking Selassie name, I know see them a beat me and them a do me nothing that name, them afraid of it. But as me ball out for that name, you know, the European world name, you notice they give me more lick. And that is not right. And that system grew up in the whole of us very small. Be it we are school, be it if you go Sunday school, be it if you go church, be it all kind of something them beat with her. When I was small.
Beat if you come here.
Them things. And today, I live to see that King Emperor Selassie the first ancient black king of creation love me and he protect me until this blessed moment and save me out of the hands of those corrupted minded people.
Yeah, all right. But I want the camera to pick you up because
nice.
For those who want to see him well dressed in Havana, a military looking jacket, well decorated with many emblems, and you know, you look like a man who have the emblems of victory of World War II. Yes, I want to see Brother Windy. I want to see him come more, man. Yes. Come on, Brother Windy. Nice. We can see you now, Brother Windy.
Nice.
We can see you. Good. And I want to say to you, Windy, that some of the books that you have brought.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to. I'm going through some of it now.
Right.
Some of them. And some of them that are very, very good.
Nice.
Some of them I am reading with suspicion.
Right.
There's one that you gave me, which I didn't know that Queen Victoria is alleged to have come to Jamaica to spend some holidays, a couple of weeks, in the 1870s. They said they are taking some of the things that is in the book from her diary. But I'm very, very suspicious of how it is look and how it's coming out. But I want to read more before I talk more.
Right.
And so on. But I'm very, very suspicious about these notes that are supposed to be in her diary. There's another book out of what you gave us. It's entitled Spanish Jamaica.
Right.
We don't see a lot of books telling us about the 150 odd years when Spain ruled Jamaica, from about 1494 when Columbus and crew came to 1655 when the British took Jamaica from Spain. So that 150 odd years you very seldom see any books on it.
Right.
This is a book now that was initially written in Spanish.
Right.
And only I think about in the either 70s or 1980s, it was translated to, it was written from about 1940 by a Spaniard. And in about 1980 it was translated to English. So I'm reading that now also. It's what I find interesting in it so far is that it gives us some of the, it mentions some of the documents that were signed between Admiral Venables and the Spanish governor
Yes, he.
after Jamaica was supposed to have been captured by the English from the Spanish. In reading some of those agreements and some of those documents that is outlined in the book, I find that, for example, the English treated the Spanish white people very, very well.
You see it.
And allowed them, those who wanted to leave, to go over to a Spanish domain country.
Yes, he.
They allowed them to go. In some instances, provide them with ships to take them. Those who want to go to Cuba, for example. The English,
Yes.
when they so-called captured Jamaica, they treated the Spanish very, very well. They allowed them to, those who wanted to leave with their families to go to another Spanish country, they allowed them, they carried them.
Yes.
Very, very principled.
Right.
And on the other hand now, the same documents show you how they ill-treated or how they disrespected the Africans.
Yes, he.
So it's enlightening from, to know what. I'm reading this part very closely, and I'm thinking, because I'm trying to fit in what role the Maroons played in all of that. You know what I mean? How did the British, because the British ended up signing a treaty with the Maroons.
Right.
So I wanted to see how, from the Spanish were allowed to leave, some of the Maroons had fought, and then they took off in the hills. So I'm trying to fit in the Maroons and those black people in the hills in that first 150 years of European control of Jamaica. But it's a stimulating thought process, and I'm thankful that you gave us a book like that.
Yes.
And there are some others, which
Right.
at another time I will mention, and so on. Because being an avid reader, and I think I have a duty to say to the nation, because having told them of you bringing books, I have to tell them now that the way the books is helping
Right.
even the program like this. So I really give thanks. Now, and we want to blow again, Willie. You want to blow the
my
Ethiopian
brothers
anthem because the time
and
is
my
running up on
sisters,
us. Yes.
I know that time is flying.
Yes.
But my greatest love and respect and honor to you
Yes.
and everyone in this country of Jamaica. Whether you're Pupalik, you're Catholic, you're Church of God, or anything you want to be in this world, I know that Rastafari Church is one of the first church in the world that has ever exists, the Ethiopia Coptic Church. Now, from my knowledge, from I was a little boy until now, I hear it for myself, but I didn't see it with my natural eyes. They said that King Emperor Selassie built a church in Ethiopia, and when they build it, just like what they do at North Street Catholic Church and many, many churches, few of them in the island of Jamaica, they dig 2 holes inside of the church in Ethiopia, one for the emperor and one for his wife. And until this day, they tell us a whole heap of trickery and lies and going around the corner to try to trick black people and fool us that we do not get to love our Savior and our Kings of Kings who is living in Ethiopia. The emperor of a time when him disappear, another time you see company tune. You can study him. He's a very wise and an intelligent diplomat. And King Emperor Selassie, they dig those 2 cotton hole into that church in Ethiopia. And until this day, you don't see King Emperor Selassie flesh is into that hole and his wife is into that hole. They are trying to trick us and trying to fool us. Who the one who create the world, the whole wide world, you can't say you catch him. Or you do him anything that is wicked and evil and bad.
It's an interesting
And he can
point.
draw down light, and he can draw down thunder. He can draw down plague, anything at all.
It's an interesting point you have
And
raised.
mash down the wicked them.
Wendy.
Yes,
An interesting point
you
you have
mean?
raised.
Give thanks, man.
I heard that argument
Nice.
that 2 graves or 2 tombs were built or dug.
In the middle of the church.
Yes. But I can assure you
Right.
that neither the emperor
You see,
nor
his
the
wife,
empress
right?
is in any of those
Those
tombs
old until this blessed
until
moment.
this day. So
Then
whatever
try to-
was planned,
Right,
the plan mash up.
mash up. Them can't trick
Yeah.
black people because black people get wise.
Yes, Wendy, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes, as we move forward, those who just join in, we are in fact on Bitter Sugar and Best FM, Best 100 FM. And as you are listening and so on, we have had some interesting presenters, and you can listen to Best right throughout, because tomorrow, Thursday afternoon, you have Brother Knife and his brother and others. And I learned, and some simple things you learn from. Last week when I was listening to Knife's program, and Knife said, every time you throw a seed in the rubbish pan, you commit abortion. Think about it, my people. When the your time.
Yes. No, just one little bit. Yes, right. That's okay. Give thanks to the Almighty. All you parents that is beating children and kill them, stop it now. Please to stop it. If you have a battery and the battery don't have no current in it, please remember it cannot start your car. And if your battery is dead, please don't go near no child. Love the children and make them prosper. King Emperor Selassie love children. I love children. All the brethren in Jamaica love children. Please to see to it that them grow peaceful and loving and happy. That is what we want. Stop murdering them and kill them. Please. And the government must see to it. The government of Jamaica must see to it. They take off this thing off of the book. And don't stop fool black people. But when you win election, you can't hope in your win. That don't make no one fool, You must be wise and conscious and move wise within your telepathic communication. I'm going to play a very powerful song. Jah, please to guide us from danger. White man said, the Lord please to shield us from danger. King Emperor Selassie, guide us from danger. From that time, even now, and forevermore. Very powerful song. Thanks very much
Yeah,
for
man.
listening. Thanks very much.
You know, put that pan a rhythm when they gone clear, you know. You're going to get enough encore and you'll get enough requests and enough forward. And you understand? When you hit the stage, yeah, man. I'd advise them artists, them better hit the stage before you. You know, you go and just make bed pan it and you understand what I mean?
Virgin kick me off.
Virgin. Virgin used to have him happy hour. Don't want theater.
Yes, and a Majestic and all them theater.
Majestic. You used to go?
Yes, man.
Yes.
When you come on, the amount of people clap, man, you can't believe that.
So what you used to do?
Indie.
No, but we used to what instrument? We used to sing.
Same out organ.
Same, eh?
Yes, man. From the early 60s, man.
Virgin days, yes.
But they make me feel shame.
Virgin.
Yes, it make me feel shame. You should never diss the emperor. You should never
Oh, him diss the emperor.
And him dead after. Like him diss the emperor this week.
Yeah.
2 weeks after that, him dead. Them should never do it. And write up some out other thing about the emperor.
Okay.
Yes, man. Them gonna take me years and year one Catholic priest. Cuss King Yeselasi and talk all manner of people against the emperor. In the church, you know. And I said, Bridging, watch out what's going to go happen. I give him 1 month that I go drop out of the church. And him dead, man. Him used out of the church out of the one out of the what you call it, the Walton Park Road there. Near St. Jude's School there. Out there one Sunday me a pass when the car full of orange. Go selling a going out, go sell. I ain't pass the remarks. I'm just lick out the sound make people hear me. So I start to
defender of the faith. Yes, Windy. All right. Give thanks for that, Windy. Give thanks.
And
give thanks.
Between me and you, I don't hate no church people.
Yes.
I don't hate no church people. I love them same way. No kidding, cuss the emperor, I love them same way. But just I must show them love.
And that's what you have always done.
The key.
All right. Give thanks.
All right.
We have Brother IRV on the line. Nice. Greetings and blessings, Brother IRV. Yes, anniversary. Blessings and honor. Now today is the 21st. On Friday is the 23rd. And I know you and other brothers and sisters are organizing Nyabingi. Tell us about it. Where will it be held? From when to when? Thursday. That's tomorrow. Mm-hmm. 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 So that's going through until next week, Wednesday. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Right, and this is gonna, yes, go ahead. Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. So you'll have a Zoom conference, zooming in those who are present on the ground, and then linking anyone who's not on the grounds could link with ones and ones, link with the item on the ground, and get a feel of what is going taking place. Yes.
And I want to tap in also to that program.
Yes.
To make sure that ones on the ground are abreast with what is going on within the Rastafari movement, otherwise than what is taking place at the night, you know?
Yes. Very good. Very, very good.
Tapping in into, you know, the item program.
Yes.
And after the program, you know, in the afternoon, and I will be having, and I won't see it up with another having a chance.
Beautiful. And the protocols will allow not going to use the word mass, but say a biggish gathering.
Yes, because
we have the space. Yes. So we can practice a little distancing. Yes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good, very good. Yes, yes. Things have to be more structured, more disciplined, and so on, you know, and so forth. And at this Nyabingi, ones and ones will make sure that things don't behave too lewd. Nice. Yes. 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 Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And there might be one and two listeners listening who is the first time they're hearing about a Nyabingi. You want to give them a little ABC as to what this thing is about? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Absolutely. Practices and so on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. Right. So we'll throw it out to all our listeners. The Nyabingi is going on over there in Granville in St. James, where the Bingi is. That's the oldest tabernacle in the island. And we have had several Nyabingis there, and we have had no incident. So you don't have to worry. And mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. And we should emphasize, because last week I spoke to Ras Ober in St. Vincent and Ras Frankai in Antigua. And their ganja policy in these two islands seems to be way ahead of Jamaica. Yes, go ahead. Put some substance to those statements. Yes. 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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. No. Or no medicinal, because if you have to go to a doctor to get ganja oil or ganja medicine, you have to get a doctor to certify it. That is madness, because the doctor don't know not about ganja oil. Yes.
Medical Association in Jamaica have always fought against ganja.
Yes. Yes.
But I and I, Rastafari, and our grassroots people who traditionally use ganja from a medicinal point of view.
Yes.
Yet in the government of the past, being a farmer member of the board, when we recommended, right, to the government to acknowledge the traditional indigenous who used to use ganja as medicine to heal our people, the government refused to do that.
Yes.
You know, people who the Ministry of Health recognize that they give certain permission and they will accept, you know, certain recommendations from. But the average traditional healers who used to use ganja along with Rastafari, the government does not recognize these people. But I want to go back to the
Yes.
in St. Vincent, if you went to prison for her, you automatically become a registered ganja farmer.
Mm.
Went to prison for her in St. Vincent, you automatically become a registered ganja farmer. Otherwise, you $100 EC, which is less than US, because EC dollar is about $1 to 2.7 EC dollars.
Yes.
You would pay $100 EC and register as a ganja farmer. And the government makes sure that the ganja manufacturers coming into St. Vincent will have to buy at least 80% of what they process from this traditional ganja farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like that has been done in Jamaica.
Which means that we cannot rest on our laurels and have to be prepared to continue the agitation.
We have to make.
Yes.
We have to move it from agitation to confrontation.
All right. Now,
And I cannot and will not sit by and watch ganja that people have suffered for. That Rastafari more than any group of targeted and we have seen price for.
yes.
And now there's a legitimate joke or legitimate industry, and I cannot benefit economically from it. No, that can't work. You know, so because the Rastafari regular system, which is the bad program, when they have a motion to drug charges, but they are, that they must get that when they jump the zone, they are ready to work with I&I towards defending what is I&I by right.
Yes.
And that is ganja, you know.
Definitely. And before you go, 2 weeks ago, you called a meeting. You came up to Kingston and called a meeting, which quite a few ones responded. You had the meeting up at Skyline levels. And out of that meeting, certain things came out. You care to tell the public what was the meeting about and what in your view came out of the meeting?
Well, the meeting was particularly because of the continuous harassment that Rastafari
Is going through.
experience at the hands of the police force, like I said, in our farms, in our homes, and on the streets, in our vehicles. So, the reason was to look at their and to analyze it, to analyze these activities, and to communicate, one, with the Minister of Justice, whose duty and responsibility is to ensure that I&I rights as Rastafari are protected. Two, to make sure that the National Security Minister makes sure that his police force is educated with the rights of Rastafari and ganja is concerned, and to make sure that justice
Yes.
Right? Whether at a magistrate level, for example, at a parish court level,
Yes.
or a supreme court level, or whatever level, because sexual exams are made when he was at Manuel College when was town and a half and
Yes.
just told him that he need to get a letter from the Rastafari helping to authenticate in the Rastafari.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
When we do went to court, the judge didn't have anything else to say. But the judge said that according to the law,
But that is not the law. Yeah, that's not the law. So what did they do with the youth? Oh. And let him get back his money. Need to get back his money. Yes. They have been drafted already. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's just for the letters to go now. Yes. Yes. Well, during the Coral Gardens incident, where Horace Chang, the Minister of National Security, was present, and you yourself was also present, but you made telling calls upon the minister with regards to the police and the constant harassing, arresting, taking away of herbs. You, right in the presence of the minister, you made clarion calls telling him what was happening and expect him to act. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. 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 And the parish judges and the justice of the peace. It's important for the justices of the peace to know the law also, because they sign a lot of papers when it comes on to bail. Justice of the peace sit in petty sessions court and so on. So the justice of the peace, the police, the parish judges and all of that need to be off with the law. Yes. I agree with you. I agree with you. Them is just hypocrite. You understand? Yes. Dormant. Mm-hmm.
So it needs some wake-up call, just like how Trump will can wake up Republican, reminding them that, hey, you're still niggas.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to be reminded that Rastafari and the government, whichever government will have been there, they have never seen eye to eye. Because these governments are overseers that the slave masters have left to govern the property, the plantation.
Yes.
So I'm not going to let them get big and start to, you know, do some shit that only burn down places or kill people. But to make some serious demand in whatever way. And the government will continue to do what they want to do because they feel that we will just sit by and allow these things to happen. How we will talk about it. And then the night you wonder.
Yes. Yes.
It's time to either happening.
Yes. Agree with you, brother IV. So, well, IV, we thank you. We look forward to the Nyabingi coming up. 5 lights of Nyabingi. All those who want to join in, beat the drum, chant the chant, jump the dances, and so on. So we're really glad that you could come on and enlighten us, and that we hope to speak to you again next week as to the progress of what is. Yes. 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 Rastafari, Black Love International, ISIS. Yes. Thank you, dear. That's what Ras IV, one of the stalwarts, one of the pillars of the Nyabingi house. Himself and Ras IV and a few others, they are the pillars. You have others that are, you know, important also, but we give thanks. And he's telling you that it's going to be held over there at Granville, Pit 4 Nyabingi Center, which is at Granville in St. James. It's a little outside of Mobile. You're going to want to be asking anybody for Granville. They can tell you. You have taxis go up there, and you go on the Nyabingi grounds. And usually you have some very, very airy Nyabingi chanting and so. And like Ras IV says now on the weekend, especially Sunday. But if you can make it from Saturday, and if you can stay till Monday, very good. When we usually have some heavy reasoning, brothers and sisters. And now that we have a document, the Rastafari Anniversary Declaration, which will be launched on Friday, so it more than likely will be discussed on Monday. Not Monday, on Sunday, probably go over to Monday too, but certainly on Sunday, we'll discuss that document in the Nyabingi house, in the Nyabingi setting. So we give thanks, Ras IV, and we ask that persons can go to the Nyabingi. It starts from Thursday evening right through to next week, Wednesday. So you can go there and participate and help the movement to grow. Now, I don't know, we really give thanks that you were able to join us for the past 2 weeks.
2 strands,
Yes. Well, you have pointed out earlier on that you were able to lay your mother to rest.
Sister Lynn, yes.
And
LOIN,
yes. And you're now embarking on the launch of your album on the 14th of August.
Yes, beloved, in Atlanta.
And you're asking persons to join you on the Zoom.
Yeah, on the live on YouTube, Facebook, you know, Instagram, shop, www.shop.com, and also on IJNowaHanbrap.com. That's IJAHKNOWAHANBRAP.com. That's IJNowa and AN, drop the D, ANBRAP.com.
All right. Very, very good. Yes, very, very good. Yeah, man. We're really glad to have you.
We're gonna have a, you know, some nice presentation for the people. You know, we're gonna have poetry. We're gonna share. You know, it's not because it's Ijanawan rap album launch, but it's a collective work and responsibility. It's a collective energy. You know, we're gonna share with one another. We're not gonna deal with the selfish thing. It's a village concept. It's a us. I am because we are, so we are because I am. And we're gonna have a live jam session. You know, they say I am my ancestors picking up. I was told by Baba here that Bob Marley used to do that. I thought I came up with an original idea, but the more it seems to change, the more it remains the same. You know, so it's 360.
Yes.
360-degree circumference. So, you know, it goes around and it comes around. So we give thanks for that. We give thanks for everyone listening. We give thanks for all the musicians that work and the engineers that work on the projects. You know, we have mentioned their names many times, and some of them are listening right now. We give thanks to you, Brother Miguel.
Yes.
You know, Baba Jim, Baba Smart, and everyone, all the radio people, and the other radio stations and TV stations.
You realize that you have not, you have just touched the surface of your talents. You have just touched the surface.
Yes.
So you have a lot to do. We are going to depend on you a lot.
Yes. I was told by the time that I should get in radio.
I don't know whether radio.
Farming is my thing. There's no culture without
probably after a while you might be able to buy a television station also. So you both hear and see. But seriously, you know, you just scratch the surface of your talents.
Each one, you know.
Your abilities. So I really want to see you fulfill some of your talent and abilities. Much more.
Yes, give thanks.
In the future.
I take that very seriously. You know, service is the greatest achievement that one can aspire to, you know, and fulfill. So, you know, I feel good I've been of service to my people.
Give thanks.
You know, using music, reggae music as a healing modality to heal, uplift, educate, and enlighten African people. It's a joy to be of service. It's a very humbling and a very, you know, hopeful vibes and feeling to be of service to our people.
I think the word us, S in the us is service.
All right. Very good. Very, very good. We have Russ Ivy on the line. Russ Ivy? Yes, Russ Ivy. Yes, we have Russ Ivy. The line is still.
Yes, Brother Miguel,
give thanks, my brother. Give thanks. You know, I can't make the 23rd come up and we don't hear your voice.
Yes, Brother Miguel, you know, it has always been
Yes.
celebratory year from 1892 up until now.
Yes.
Because the villagers all heading up to Harar,
Yes.
camping around Ras Makoned until they found out Ras Makoned, going up to Egasogoro.
Yes.
Because, you know, the fears, the astrologers, the priests, all the ancient white men was just saying to Makoned, this is your 8th child who has not seen life. They born and died. This is your 9th child. But for this child to live, we have to take this mother up into the higher hill of the Egasogoro. So, from weeks before his birth, you know, priest, clergy, everyone was just going up to Egasogoro to that humble little home that Ras Makoned had. You know, sometimes because of the happen house in the city, but it have a little country also.
Well, you know, his palaces.
Child, the 9th child from the womb of Yeshua. So like we have ones now start making their way to Pittsburgh, we have ones making their way up to the Egasogoro to be with Governor Ras Makoned, his armies and the priests and all, you know, even animals. The books tell us that even the animals were on that trek up to the higher mountain of Egasogoro, which they said in Upper Roman language would have been a mountain of olives. You know, so they were all there preparing for this mystical birth, this birth from a womb that 8 children had perished, and Ras Makoned was just praying, doing cases on that long veranda, anticipating the birth of his child. So before is the place where I and I will gather
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You mentioned the mother.
The mother lady Yeshima Bell.
Yes, Mama Yeshima Bell.
Makonnen had one child previously from his first marriage.
Yes.
That child, Nilma, and he was just 2 years old at the time when Tafari was to be born.
Yes.
Yes, but Lady Yeshima Bell, she was in travail. She was like a woman that was targeted that she should not bring forth, because, from the time of Solomon, Moses, and all, they all felt that the Christ child, the prophecy of the God man, would have come through the womb of an Ethiopian. And Moses married an Ethiopian woman. King Solomon, when he got this chance and saw the beauty of Sheba, then he ensured that he had union with Sheba because he felt that he would have been the man through which that pearl would have passed into the lineage of an Ethiopian woman to bring forth the Christ child. That is prophetic. I mean that
the
Christ man would rise born in Ethiopia.
Yes.
Sit upon the throne of David and reign as the conquering lion. But
Rasai, just 1 second there. You know that I have read that story and we've heard it many times and I've given it some thought. Solomon was known to have worshipped other gods.
Yes.
Solomon was known to have built temples to other gods.
Oh, definitely. That's the history we have learned.
Now, it has always been pointed out to us as if Solomon Christianized Sheba. But have we ever thought that it might very well have been the other way around? That Sheba was the stronger one, and she may have done a lot to have saved Solomon, who was definitely going head on down the wrong road.
It's questionable because, the worship of the Judaic family from then around that holy ark and the covenant,
yes.
Those were strict rules, and that was what Sheba heard about, his wise mind worship of one God, and she said, no, I have to go meet this man, and when she went, she was fascinated, and it's one thing she asked for, even when Menelik went back, was the ark of God, the holy ark of the covenant. So she requested that, Solomon said, no, I couldn't give this to you, this is not a matter for me, the king, the priesthood, so we have to separate now the priesthood that governed at the time, including Zadok and all the other priests, that they were the ones who were carrying out the ecclesiastical work.
Yes.
And they said, no, we can't. Solomon said, you have to talk to the priest. Don't talk to me, Menelik, because this is not my duty. Talk to the clergy. And the clergy said, well, we can't get in on God. So you're the king, can't get in. It's the covering that you take the covering back to your stuff. And it's so, they devised a strategy now to have the younger generation of priests created the replica, dare to go in and move the holy ark of the covenant and journey to Ethiopia. And it was said that when that ark reached Ethiopia, Menelik skipped like a young ram in celebration of having that representation of the Almighty's presence in the foreman in Ethiopia. So that's part of Ethiopia history through the Kebrenegas.
Yes.
That speaks so highly of, the ark being placed in Ethiopia, which today then still Father man want to take, the mission of Mussolini under the advice of Pope Pius XI. That was one of the main aims, to go to Ethiopia to
Get the Ark of the Covenant.
To bring the ark to Rome, to bring the scepter of Judah and the crown, because they know that there's no righteous government on earth as representing the Almighty Kingdom than the kingdom of Ethiopia. So that was it, so the Ethiopia
and the Israelis have never ceased trying to get that ark to come to Israel.
To Jerusalem,
Yes.
Because they know without the ark of the covenant, the temple that they built in Jerusalem is null and void.
Is a farce. Yes.
So, the Jewish Knesset that sent to Ethiopia to ask His Imperial Majesty during his reign to restore the ark to Jerusalem.
Yes.
And His Majesty, in a report sent to them in a meeting, if it is God's will, the ark will return in its own time. Meaning, you can't ask me if it wasn't me in Mexico. I told the will of the Almighty that made the ark with the son of King Solomon.
Right.
Because, as Solomon tells me, listen, if you put 1,000 oxen and tie it to the ark, it can't move if it is not God's will, But if it is the will of God, a child, you can send a child to go be, and it will go with it.
Yes.
This is the will of God.
Yes.
So His Majesty was saying to these Jewish intelligence here, so listen, if it is the will of the Almighty, the ark will go in its own time. So why ask me, unless you have me and God will have the authority to give the ark to you? So Israel is like an empty shell without the ark of the covenant, and that's why I have a strong conviction that Operation Moses was applied to see if when they finally tell the Ethiopian Jews that, oh yes, you're Jews now, so we're going to hear it back to Israel. They were fighting against the Ethiopian Jews and the Jews.
Oh yes, for years. Yes. They have admitted, they have admitted that they were of the view that because the Ethiopians that they brought over were the Falashas, who were some of the more authentic, who lived by the laws of Moses.
Yes.
And they
the only place in the world where you have that same kind of worship that goes back to the worship around the ark is in Ethiopia.
Yes.
So they finally accepted, yes, you guys are Jews, so we're going to send a prayer and get you guys to come up. But I know that once that plane landed in Jerusalem,
yes,
every X-ray machine turn up with intensity, scanning every luggage.
Yes.
To see if these people who had left with the ark, with the son of King Solomon, their descendants would have brought it back with them. So when they finally went to the ark of home, you can just check all of the information how the Ethiopians were treated and is still being treated with disdain in Israel.
Oh yes.
When the Ethiopian women have been raped and ravished and sterilized and all kind of things happening to them.
Yes.
And then you have some Ethiopian Jews who decide and say, no, as long as our Lady of Zion is here, this is where we will be, this is Zion.
Yes.
So they hold on to that tradition.
Yes.
But as the prophet said, the old Philistine time with Ethiopia, this man was born here. Once the ark is there, this is the place where the Almighty will rise in flesh and reign upon the throne of Ethiopia became that place of significance now, where Haile Selassie the first, having been born from that lineage on July 23rd, 1892, and we have to still make ones, say, even the great writers and astrologers and all talked about the star that came up in Ethiopia during that time. When we read David Talbot, Silver Jubilee, he said that Haile Selassie I was born under a fortunate star. He was regarded as a prodigy. Yes,
very.
all recognize the circumstances of his birth, how significant it
Yes.
And when Timothy White about that he wrote on Marley that would catch a fire.
Yes.
There's a chapter named Thy Kingdom Come that speaks to a lot of mystic things that surrounded the child. To acknowledge that, because to acknowledge that yes, the child was really a child prodigy, because prior to that, in 1399, they said Neptune and Pluto was moving towards each other in a heliocentric line, and it will take 493 years to bisect each other. If you're at 1399 and that's 493 years to that prophecy, to the sequence of time when the planets would have bisected each other, it adds to 1892.
Whoa.
And it says when these constellations bisect each other, they affect the constellation of Leo, and the child who was born shall be under that zodiacal sign of Judah. Hence, I lifted up the verse 23rd of July, 1892, was that child, and they said, that child shall sit upon the throne of David and bring redemption to his people. And we have seen those fulfillment in Emperor Haile Selassie's birth based upon his work. So, as Raphael B said, this is part of the reason we have the historic, the prophetic, and the political manifestations of his imperial majesty. That child was born then and was crowned, with such pomp and splendor on November 2nd, 1930, and touched the globe with its divine presence, touched the two significant world bodies at the time, the League of Nations and the UN, the only world leader to address both bodies in the capacity in which he did. So
absolutely.
We have those reasons, and having linked with ITOR and the exponent of ITOR coming through, and I believe orienting and reasoning on those topics. It promised to be an educational 23rd of July in celebration of the 129th.
Beautiful. Rasai, I thank you, my brother, that you were able to elucidate that for us, and we have all benefited from it. Give thanks, my brother, and we'll see you on the strong end in Pit 4. One love, one love, one love. Nice. There I am. I called upon Rasai at extremely short notice, and what a blessing it was. Yes. Yes, Wendy, you want me to? Yes, the number for the brother.
Yes, if we can make a contact that I can know mistake.
Yes. You want to make a move. All right. In the meantime, yes.
I will sing of mercy and judgment. Unto thee, O Jah, will I sing. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Oh, when wilt thou come unto I will walk within thy house with a perfect heart. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside, and it shall not please why. A froward heart shall depart from I, and I will not know a wicked person. Whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. He that hath a high look and a proud heart, will I not suffer. Mine eye shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with I. He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall survive. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell in thy house, and he that telleth lies shall not tarry in my city.
No, them different
I
from the
will
one you
destroy
call
all the wicked of the land,
two different persons.
that I may cut off all the evildoers from the city
I
of
would
the
tell
Most
them to meet me down
High,
there.
Emperor
And you come
Haile
down.
Selassie I the
But
First.
this was another brother. He put a lawyer
Psalm
and a doctor.
101.
And him
The
was
psalm
tremendously high
said by His Imperial
They
Majesty
put him
on his
and you and him can
coronation
arrange
day,
how you go and think
November
with him.
2nd, 1930.
But him want to show honor to the man.
A tribute to the patriots
So
and
Rastafari,
patriots of
yes,
Rastafari.
I was saying that the last one, you say you talk here.
Uh-huh.
You could have made contact with him to make
After that, that's another program. Can you come in town so I tell them to meet you down there? Rastafari. Tomorrow, what, Thursday? In the morning, like about 10-ish. 10-11. Because you could have see the children them too. You could see the children them when they are there. It's the summer school. Right. Rastafari. Grade 6, yes. Grade 6, look good. Grade 6 and 7 and 5, grade 5. 5, 6, 7, look good. Right.
I'm still respect to our elders who have trodden the narrow way. I'm still respect to our elders who never go astray. For to you shall be given the crown of life. You see the around your throne. Your reward will be great in Mount Zion. Blessings from the Most High. Your reward will be great in Mount Zion.
Guide it. Guide it. Get this brother here quickly coming up. Get this brother here. Guyana.
Your works were not in we'll never forget your name. For the seeds that you have planted were sown on fertile in the four corners of the earth. Rastafari can be found. In the four corners of the earth, Rastafari can be found. In the four corners of the earth, Rastafari can be found. So we pay respect to all our elder patriarchs and matriarchs who suffered and died for the cause of Rastafari. Suffered on account of a brutal system that decided to uproot Rastafari. So,
I can do this one, Brother Robin.
No, I get you.
No.
All right. Get this sister there for me now. Good chief. That's it. Yes, that's Rasai and family there patriarchs and matriarchs, we must constantly, without ceasing, honor our great elders who paved the way for I and I to be able to follow. We give thanks. As we move now towards wrapping up the program, yes, brother, I don't know what you want to just say some greeting because you will be moving out. Yes. But the world's so near now that even when you're there,
I'm here with the family.
Yeah.
I just want to tell the family, just stay strong, stay firm, love each other, and don't allow yourself to be used as bait against each other to destabilize and to cause, anguish and pain and death and destruction among your men. We are all we got, so I'm asking you to just know yourself and love each other and just, lift up each other and knowing that we are the original people. And that is what I'm striving towards.
Well, that talk sound like you're addressing the gunman them in Jamaica. And you're saying to them, youth man, cut the foolishness now. This whole thing of walking up and down with gun and killing your own black brother for some simple foolishness and so on. And then after that, you run up and down and go and beg and go and this and go and that. And then it's just a matter of time before somebody else blow off your head. That couldn't be the reason you come on the earth. No. So let us value life. First of all, value your life.
Right.
And then gradually value the next man's life. And if you value your life and value your brother's life and you value your sister, then this madness and foolishness where, the shootings that are taking place ought to be avoided. So I think that is how we have to make sure that these people understand.
Yes, and the artists and the musicians, they say the singers and the instrument of prayer shall be there. And I have a special duty and a responsibility.
Well, me not a man that you will be there, No, if your works don't qualify you, you won't be there.
Well, absolutely.
And the artists and is a whole heap of artists and musicians which is doing rubbish.
Absolutely.
So he's not gonna be there because I'm an artist and musician.
Well,
is him works going to bring him there?
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
That's the reality.
Absolutely.
Yes, because we have artists who encourage slackness.
Absolutely. Well, they have been used as baits.
No, I know, but them are use the youth, them as baits. But for the artists, them have money and them have the following. You understand what I mean? And you have some youth now, they are impressionists. And yes. So them want to impress the artists so much that them willing to lick down them brother to show the artist say, the boy, this is something I have to deal with him. You understand what I mean? So all them madness they were going to wrap up. Just to also say to the public, you can contact Sister Yezembe. Sister Yezembe, YZEMBE. Sister Yezembe. Some of you may know her, Sister Carleen. Her number is 790-8328. And you can contact her in terms of getting for medicinal purposes and other purposes your natural ganja oil that you can use for so many purposes that she is able to advise you. So Sister Yezembe, she also has a place. You can call her and she has a place up there in Manchester. So if your person's in and around that area, passing through that area. 790-83